Hello friends, my name is RagePanda1, and if you are hearing this, then you're probably watching this on YouTube, because I decided it's so boring when these stream VODs start and ain't nobody talking, so this one is just for you. And in the comments below say, I was here, I heard the thing that nobody else got to hear, and I will appreciate seeing that from you. So today, we have a couple of little housekeeping things to go over while we let people trickle in, as Dr. Disrespect likes to say. The website has all of the warriors currently. It has all of the mages currently. And we have, I think, a total of 39 or 40, something like that. We're getting pretty close. We have less than 20, I'm pretty sure, champions to go over yet. And then we get to start doing all the other fun stuff, talking about equipment and strategies and plans to start a new account. So I'm looking forward to that, you know? Has anybody made it into our chat? I have the worst setup for this. I can't actually see how many viewers I have, or if I have any at all. Hey, there's one. I know that person. I know him in real life and whatnot. So that's pretty sweet, I guess. We got Jeff Arnold up in the chat. Absolute legend, Redbeard. How you doing, my friend? Unfortunately, Satori, who is the person whose account we are reviewing, cannot make it to the stream. Which, you know, what are you going to do? These things happen, don't they? These things really do happen. Ogre Mitz, I know that name. Snagga! Are we starting this already? Thank you, sir. I appreciate you and all you do for the channel. Steel Spartan, I love it. I love seeing the community coming out this quickly. I do not deserve you, and it's going to stay that way forever, but I'm going to keep trying too. So the first thing I'm noticing when I look at this account is just all of the red dots. What are you doing, my man? Let me check the main server here, because I'm not sure this is the actual main server. It must be. It must be the one. Alright. So we're going to do a little favor here and clean off some of the red dots, because I just don't like to see that. And that actually gives us a little window into what we're doing here. And I already have some comments. Satori, my friend, I have some comments. I think we got enough people in here now that we can just start doing the thing. I do want to, before I start, let everybody know that I have been sick and I don't feel good and it's hard to breathe. So if I sound out of breath, it is because I am. But the show must go on, so let's start with the show. If a lot of you are looking at this screen right now and you don't see any problem, then maybe you haven't been watching all of my videos, because I would not suggest having various levels on your various districts. I would always stop at an interval of 5. 5s and 10s. I hope I feel better too, Jeff Arnold. You absolute legend. Thank you for those well wishes. And high priority. Get a little drink in me so I can wet the whistle and keep talking. So we got our market district at level 21. That is bad, because if we stopped at level 20, we could have saved ourselves a whole lot of materials and gotten more slots to assign to our other champions. If we didn't have level 21 here, and we didn't have level 16 here, it's highly likely that we could have had level 20 here, or 15 here, or so on and so forth. Oh, Snagga, you're reminding me to mention the thing. You are the first official member. I wanted to mention this after some people got in. I set up the YouTube membership thing. It's kind of like Twitch subscriber situations. But you know what? I don't like the way that Twitch does subscriber situations. Like, it's normally $5, right? That seems like a lot. So I made mine 99 cents. And YouTube also lets you set up multiple levels. So you can pay more if you want to pay more. And usually... Snagga! He just keeps going. He says, can't help myself. And I like that about you, sir. I do appreciate it. So, with the memberships, of course, you don't need to do them. I didn't put any rewards in there that are like super awesome, magical, trying to pry you away from your money. There are a couple of badges that you get that go up per month. And there's going to be some emotes when I get around to making those, but obviously the website is taking priority right now. And other than that, the higher levels are just if you want to do it, okay? I don't want any of that stuff locked behind where you feel like you got to give me $5 or $10 or $20 a month. That's poopy work. Welcome, Jeff Arnold, to the Mythic level subscription. Thank you very much, sir. So, there's not a lot there, okay? It's not a lot of benefit for you to do it, but if you want to support me, that's one way that you can. Getting back to our little review here, looks like we got 185 million bread. I assume that means that we could afford a couple of levels here and there. Certainly seems that way. And when I look at the way that our levels are done, it's not necessarily the way that I would do it. So a lot of times you get little questy doos down here. I call these questy doos. I don't know what you guys call them. Snagga says, damn it, Jeff, because he got slightly one-upped there. Snagga went legendary. Jeff Arnold, he's a mythic man. So I like to look at the cost of these actual things when it's hiring by 10. So right here we're looking at 7 million to upgrade this one. But if we look at our tavern district, we're looking at 29 million. Good Lord. Snagga gifts a membership. What are you doing, sir? Have you had some Fosters, which I have heard is Australian for beer? Thank you. Thank you, everybody who is supporting me. I was going to actually not mention any of those going off because it went really off the rails on the last stream. I don't know if you guys were there for that. It got crazy. People were selling their house and stuff to donate to me, and it is not a requirement. This is all for fun. So most of these are fairly even on their actual level, but that makes them wildly uneven in the cost of the bread. So I personally go by the cost of the bread. Some people might do it a different way. I think that's the best way to do it. And I also think it's best to stop right after you get another person to assign into your court. And I feel like we need to address these districts even a little more because they don't have very good people in them. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and click some of these out of here. I'm assuming when we go see the companions, we're not going to see any of the district companions at Mythic, or at least not a lot of them. First accidental vlog. Do you mean my first accidental stream? No, my accidental stream, I didn't have any monetization set up at all. And actually, I hope that this is not monetized the way it is now. And then when it goes on YouTube, then I monetize it, because I feel like if you're watching a stream, you want to be watching the stream, right? You don't want to be stopped for a couple of ads here and there. That's poopy work. So we're gonna not put ads on this until it's just on YouTube. And I feel like then it's a little more appropriate. So this makes me want to go look at our companions basically immediately so that we can see if we're even getting close to getting some of those online. And you can see he's still got 195k a minute. I mean, that's not terrible. That is not terrible at all. But if we were focusing on this and doing it with some thought and dedication, that would be considerably higher, like 60k higher easily. So let's step in on the old companion train, shall we? First of all, I haven't looked at this account at all. I thought it might be fun to just do it all blind. And if you guys think that I should go preview all of the account details so I can figure out what to talk about, I mean, we can do that too. But I just thought this would be the fun way. Final state, I am super lazy with my districts as well. I usually ignore them for 2 weeks at a time, and then I just spend an entire day fixing them up. I talk a big game about what we're supposed to do, but it doesn't mean I do it. So, our Griffin is in legendary status right now. That's not terrible. We do want to get Griffin up, because the Griffin is actually, for the cost of the intimacy, like the best that you can get for districts. So if that's all you're looking for is improving your districts for the cheapest cost possible, then I would say that the Griffin is the first one you take to Mythic for that purpose. Let me clear my throat a little bit here. Oh, God. I'll never be the same. Dude, I hate being sick. I'm almost never sick, but when I am, it is just debilitating because I am a weakling. All right. The other thing that I'm noticing about these various companions is that, similar to the districts where we were a little bit all over the place and not goal-oriented as much, I'm seeing a lot of that here as well. Now, maybe that just is from a lot of favorability tokens, but I doubt it. I doubt it. So I think that it's better to specifically go for one all the way to Mythic. And I'm sure you've seen me rant about that in my Discord. If you're not in my Discord, then I'm sure somebody will link it to you. I love seeing all of these little badges here. That's so cool. It's my little symbol. It's my symbol, and it's in the chat, guys. I feel like I made it. Yeah, I haven't heard of any new codes so far, but I will keep those updated. I plan on putting a place in my Discord for it when they add new stuff. It just hasn't felt like I needed to yet because there hasn't been one for a month or so. I'm not sure if this is a free-to-play account. Firewolf, let's check it out. We've got... I don't see the thing. There it is. It's the wolf, of course. We've spent $19.99. I can almost guarantee you that is the challenge fund, because what else would you spend $19.99 on, right? I don't see any challenge fund sitting here. That's where it's located, right? I'm not crazy. I'm not losing my mind. I think I'm not crazy. Probably a new one with the festival, Snagga. I would agree. That is probably true. The wolf is there. You're right. I'm just blind. Can't have the red dot on the... Oh my goodness. What is this? Now maybe this is looking this way just because I'm stepping in and doing a little stuff and things, and they wanted to have it open for me to be able to court whatever I wanted to court. But guys, don't ever do this. Don't ever do this. This is a no-no, especially when you spend diamonds on the extra spots. But we're going to go with the benefit of the doubt and say that was because I'm reviewing the account and they wanted it open so I could do all the mating rituals I felt were necessary. I'm glad that they show favorability on this screen so I can more easily see what we've got here. We are doing pretty well with the Trevain, although I would say, now I know a lot of people don't agree with this, I would say that level 22 traits are not essential. They're just not. They're one of the least essential things in the game. They sound really good on paper, but at the end of the day, you're getting small percentages of a difference. Like Brutal goes from 40% at level 18 to like 45% at 22, I think is how it goes. That's a lot of investment for 5% strength when you could be doing so much more for your account. And in this case, all of that extra intimacy, what is that, 7K extra or something? 8K? That could have been the Mythic Griffin already done, and possibly one of the 2 stars that are part way to Mythic could have been made Mythic with that as well. So I think that's a better plan. And we've also got our Ignis up to Mythic, and I don't totally hate that. When I did my first account, I also leveled up a person just for the purposes of getting good characters to use. Since then, I have decided that I would rather do Fulgur because it gives us our districts as well. And with Dungeon Descent, it takes a week or so to unlock the Fulgur. Let me catch up on the old chat here. Killjoy has saved up 290 summon shards via events. The Exquisite Chalices, I really don't think we're going to be able to use them. I think the mysterious items, if you watched my patch notes video from last night, they talked about a mysterious reward. I think that mysterious reward is going to be whatever currency that we're going to be summoning those limit companions with, as they call them. Speaking of being... Steel Spartan, my man. Speaking of being stuck using diamonds, I'm going to let the chat decide later whether or not I should buy the big might packs, because I got a big influx of diamonds at some point, and the might packs came around. I bought all of them but the last ones, which are, in terms of stones, summoning stones, not a good value. In terms of the entire pack, it's a very good value. So I'm going to let the chat decide whether I'm going to buy those or not, but that'll be a little bit later. What about these extra companions here? How close are we to some of these? 23, 32. Oh, it hurts, guys. Oh, the pain. Oh, no, my man is one away from the Lume. One away. How could this happen? Oh, no. Well, luckily, you should be able to target that and get that done with the Valentine event. I surely hope that you can, because that is painful to see. That hurts me on a deep level. Oh, let me clear my throat again. Sorry, guys, I'm a little sick, you know? All right, so I'm seeing a trend here on this account with the districts, with the intimacy, with the summons that must have been happening to get these companions to where they are, and all of it leads to just a little bit of a lack of direction. It's kind of a get it and spend it sort of mentality. So I would say that is that Bloodline Heroes of Lithis in my chat? Is that really them? That would be crazy. Hi guys, if that is you. Well, I guess now we better change the subject so they don't know that we're talking about them. Just kidding. On this account, if we were being more direct, there's a lot of things that would be better. For instance, in our districts, we would be making way more money because we would have our slots to assign more people. Number two, in our companions, when it comes to the mythics, we could almost have, if not all of this is just from favorability tokens, and I think it would be pretty hard to get there just with those. You could probably have most of your district mythic champions covered, which is, of course, your Griffin, male Fulgur, male Doombringer, and female Luxuriant, this pretty mama right here. If you had all of those in order, just to mythic, not to level 22, not taking this to level 22 yet, the amount of gold that you'd be making per minute extra would be crazy. And if we were also being more direct with our summons, then instead of having 20 to 30 of almost all of these, then you would probably have 2 or 3 of these companions because you were saving your stones to spend them there. So far, that's my biggest criticism, is that you need to find a goal and aim that dart right at it, and I think that you'll gain a little more by doing that. Gerald St. Augustine, how can you get your account reviewed? Well, I have a Discord that is Rage Panda 1 and friends. The link should be in the description. Did I do that? I hope I did that. If not, if somebody could invite him, that would also be good. In the Discord, there is an account review sign up, and once a week, we're going to be doing a stream somewhat like this, and we will be spinning on a name wheel to see who gets the random. Snagga says, nope, I did not. I did not do the thing. You know what? People make mistakes. It happens. It's fine. No problem whatsoever. All right, let's see what we got for items here. Not enough to make a difference, unfortunately. Let's see what we got for value packs. I've been given free reign on this account, by the way. I get to do whatever I want. Just don't kill the Devala was the only rule, and I can respect that. All right. It looks like we have purchased this support might pack, and we have not yet purchased the 13.99s. That's another small criticism that I would give, you know. I would always buy the 13.99 one first. I think it's the best value per diamond for the stones. Snagga says he posted it. Doesn't know if anybody can see. Well, that's fine. That's fine. It's in the description of all of my other videos, the link to my Discord. So it should be easy enough to find, and I will try not to make that mistake in the future, but I'm not going to stop the show just to make a link, you know. But for now, when I'm tempted to like go clear out the dungeon, right, and buy the 13.99 might pack because they are a fantastic deal. See how many stones we're sitting on with the Galabar coming soon. 63 stones. So that's not quite enough that we're going to be able to get a Galabar companion anyway. And really, 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 you need to get these companions in order first. That's what I would say, that for the district specifically. Bobby Lee says, great work, Panda. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Steel Spartan says he buys up the $13.99. My man, that's what it's all about, getting those good deals. Especially if you are a low spender or a free-to-play person, then being extremely efficient with all of these resources is the best possible thing that you can do. Because a lot of times people could be getting a lot farther with free-to-play. This game actually is very, very kind to its players in terms of free-to-play. Now, they have some stuff like the... the whale-friendly total spend bonuses and all of that stuff. But in general, they're pretty nice to their free-to-play people. I don't know if you've played other gacha games, but usually you don't get all that much extra just for playing the game. So I appreciate that about them, but you do have to be, a little bit careful. Can't just be spending willy-nilly. Do people still say that? 79 stamina potions. Now maybe... we're saving these specifically for when you get a challenge to go explore, like from the Hall of Fame. And I can almost see doing that, but I would much rather just have the Ascension materials myself. I don't know about all y'all, but that's the way that I feel about it. Marcus Willis says, this is a very friendly game for free to play, and I would have to agree. Now, that doesn't mean that we should let them just, make $50 champion cards that we buy for a mythic female Devala. We shouldn't just still stand by and let that happen while they're doing a good job of being free to play. But, we find the balance and they listen to us, so I ain't complaining anymore. Final State says that he never knows when he's going to really need his stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's true. That's almost why you have to just pick a goal. Like, you're telling yourself what you need, because there's so many ways that you could go and so many things that you could do. I don't think it's worth letting the Hall of Fame dictate what you should save for. I usually say to save carouse vigor potions, like 3 of them. Some people save 10 because you can get carouse 6 times, whatever. I always go down to 3, and I never run out when I need them, personally, because they're so kind to us with all of the free stuff that we do end up getting just for playing. So, different strokes for different folks. You know how it goes. Steel Spartan talking about the $9.99 summon pack, the monthly pack, I think you mean, for 30 stones. I have to say, if you are looking for a light way to spend on this game, that $9.99 a month just to support the game and get yourself 30 stones is a pretty good deal. You don't have to do that. You can succeed without it, but it is a pretty good deal. All right, so who are we going to fornicate with? Don't want to get too spicy on the stream here, get ourselves shut down, but, we got some babies to make up in this beast. I think for sure we're going Doombringer, and I do like to see that the Doombringer is mythic. Although what I am curious about is, I don't think I checked the production area. Those guys are production, right? I know things about the game. I don't seem to recall seeing a bunch of these mythic fellers. In fact, I don't see any of them. So maybe that was a recent development. My friend, you need to start pumping those babies out so that you can get the male Doombringers to get assigned up into here. I'm not crazy, right? They're in production district. Somebody tell me I'm not crazy. We're checking. Like I said, I'm sick, so my brain is barely functioning. Barely functioning at all. You know what I could do is I could go to ragepanda1.com and check it on there. Steel Spartan says he's still lacking that one mythic. Elsa Death next. I don't know what you're saying, my man. I'm sorry. I must have missed the previous part of that conversation. So, yes, they are production district. And now we know what we're going to fill up all of those air slots with. We're just going all Doombringer. Hopefully we've got the bouquets to do it. And so what we're looking for when these are matured is we want to find specifically males, specifically that have noble. Now, having noble and confident is fantastic, and that's what you want. But at a bare minimum, you need to have noble. I would not be investing in people just because they have confident, even though you can marry on noble. I would just keep producing until I get what I need. Depending on the state of your mythic trait farms in general. I should do this faster, shouldn't I? That's boring to watch. No one really likes Elsa Death. Okay, that's true, and we're going to go talk about that a little bit. I had a teacher one time where you could just say anything in class, and then he was kind of a hippie guy, and he would just go tell you stories about his life for all of class, and then you learned nothing, and everybody was super happy to learn nothing because we got to hear all the hippie stories, right? That's probably a good education anyway. And he would just pass everybody because he knew full well he didn't actually teach us anything. So, nobody likes the Elsa Death. That is true, and there are, I think, good reasons for that. And the main reasons for that are the game not functioning. It really is the main thing. Spy Fox, I do agree that clan trait is fantastic. Fearsome with the stun is arguably better than the silence, in my opinion. But I think that if you're building specifically for that, you could conceivably find a person that was worth having both of them on. And if you were doing that, I feel like male Gulltongue, he could be a good option. With that crazy attack speed, put him with a male White Eyes with Fearsome and Hexproof on there, you just completely lock somebody down. Be a 1v1 monster. But I digress. So, broken mechanics are the reason that the Elsa Death were not popular. Number 1, we have increased critical rate and deals extra crit damage. Crit doesn't work. Crit doesn't function right now. Let's look at his bonus crit rate. Oh, it's 0.0%. So that's an entirely wasted thing, unfortunately. His other abilities are quite good. But the other thing that people don't like about the Elsa Death is when theory crafting first started, everybody was saying burst mage, burst mage, burst mage, even though that was not the single best thing to do. It was a very good thing to do, not the single best thing to do, but it was all people had eyes on, and these guys are not meant for that. So this guy does a bunch of normal attacks, which is great because it gives you extra chances to proc your Fearsome. And it does decent damage, but nothing crazy. And then he's got his Rain of Arrows that the wording makes it look really terrible. It says that it does damage equal to this, but I believe that it hits more than once. Now, maybe that's not true, and maybe it's just kind of poopy, but either way, it's not about the damage with this ability. It's about removing all of their buff effects, people. Especially at a time when we were talking about earlier in the game, when everybody's talking about female Lionstone and 3 burst mages. My friends, you had the answer here all the time. You could have just removed their buffs with a nicely timed male Elsa Death ult. Unfortunately, without the crit thing, he's just not doing enough damage. And when they fix that, it might be different. He might need more than that to become useful, but I think that this ultimate is really strong. Just removing all of their buff effects is way stronger than people think. All right, let me catch up on the old chat here. Dude, sometimes I just black out and start ranting on something because I got a lot to say. All right. Steel Spartan says he wants to run that trait for stuns. I have to agree. Switching Pyro for Elsa Death trait, I think could be very good. I really think that could be good. Signing up on the Discord, there is a channel called Account Review Sign Up, I think, are the words that I typed in. And if those are the words that I typed in, that's the place to go. And all you got to do is just write words in there. Specifically, if you could say that you would like to be part of it, that is helpful. I may come up with a newer system for that so that I can keep up with people who are dropping out, not wanting it, or people who maybe don't play anymore. We may have a weekly sign-up situation. I don't know if it's going to stay the way it is, but for now, all you got to do is type something into that chat suggesting that you want your account to be reviewed. All right. Steel Spartan says, ignore my chats. I text too much. Bloodline Heroes of Lithus with the thumbs up. Thumbs up right back at you. Thanks for the awesome game. So now we know why male Elsa Death is not so popular, even though with very minor tweaks he could be extremely good. Let's talk about female Elsa Death. Now, female Elsa Death initially on all of the tier lists. I know. I can't even say tier list without getting a nasty little attitude. On all the tier lists in the early game, everybody rated her super low. And there was a reason for that. And the reason partially is because she doesn't do as much damage as a burst mage. That's fair. But also, a lot of the stuff she does do is reducing enemy attack speed. And the attack speed function was initially not working in the game. So she didn't do anything. She's got 2 moves that reduce enemy attack speed. One of them is just on normal attacks. So that's pretty awesome. And the other one on her active is an AoE. And when you're reducing people's attack speed, now, given this is going to slow down 1 or 2 basic attacks, it's not that crazy. But when you're doing that, you're reducing enemy energy gain. And what is everybody pushing for right now? They're pushing for getting their energy gain so they can ult on your face. So this person is great at utility, and they also do decent damage. Now that attack speed is fixed, all of the hate against female Elsa Death should be gone. So if you're holding on to that hate, then you are wrong. Not really. I mean, everybody has their own way. But okay, so on top of all of that other stuff that she does, it's great. She also has a 30% chance to inflict frozen with her ultimate. And lest we forget, she comes with fearsome. Since she has fearsome and she has a boosted normal attack, that means we're already going agile. That means we may as well go focused. And just now we have just a stun monster on our team. Just a CC control beast who's also doing quite a bit of damage with decent AoE attacks. So, long story short, people hate on the Elsa Death. They're still kind of right about the male. They're super wrong about the female. She's super good, especially Jeff Arnold. Thank you, my friend. Look at him. He's got the badge and he's all donating over there. That's actually one of my favorite color combinations too, by the way. Purple and teal. Good stuff. Quality. Yeah, so she is super good right now, especially because she got an indirect buff when Taunt got a buff. So when you taunt somebody now, they can only do normal attacks. And when you are reducing their attack speed to a great degree like you are with all of her stuff, then that's super strong. That is super strong. Like with a male Dravapala, it would be super easy to hit her active skill on everybody, reduce their attack speed by 30%, and throughout that entire taunt, their team is just not doing damage. So, very useful, very cool. I think female Elsa Death is actually quite good. Maybe not the best in the game, but quite good. All right, where were we? I don't know. I feel like I just went in a time warp. What's happening? Jeez. Oh, talking a lot on the sickness. Maybe that'll work it out of me, you know? Spy Fox, I agree. You could stand to build her a little more. I think the Speedy Boy build is the play. Although I would be open to other suggestions, but I do think that's the one. That's the way to go. All right, while we're looking at our summoning stuff, I see a red dot on the companion summoning. I wanted to check that out. 456? What? That's a lot. That is a lot. I'm not going to spend them. If we didn't have the companion summons coming up, I would spend them. But I don't think you can use the exquisite chalices for that. But just in case, man, I would feel like a real doo-doo butt if I went and wasted all of those for him right before that came out. That would be the worst. All right, previous to that, we were making babies. Well, this hot mama right here. I don't know about y'all, but I like that outfit. It's a little bit, it's got that anime thing going on for sure, but I am a fan. Any other questions while I am pressing the wrong buttons trying to marry this lady? Trying to read chat and marry this lady at the same time. Or court this lady. Full. We did it. We're huge. Dude, I don't like the demon wings, but I'm like, in spite of those demon wings, I still would like to befriend that beautiful woman. Now here's a little known tip. It's not as easy with the demons because their names are crazy. Like Galgraman and Ogdrizel. But you can actually tell the gender of the baby by reading the name if you get used to which names are actually there. And if you click on the little feather, you can change the name to whatever you want. This guy, his name is going to be Rage Panda. Hi, Rage Panda. Cool to see you. How many of these do we got? Not enough. We're gonna pump one up. Pump up the jams, you know? I felt like that was a bit of a dude-looking name. There you go. You got Rage Panda on your team. Did not come with any of the traits we were looking for, and they were also terrible. But you now, Satori, you must marry this guy into Noble and Confident and crank him up, pump up the jams. I might do it for you. I'm not sure. Tish Smith says, I'm newer to the game, have been playing for about a month and a half. So my question, what are the benefits to joining a guild versus continuing to play solo? And thanks for all of your videos. They have helped. Well, I am glad to have helped. That makes me happy. That's the whole reason I do this. Let's look into this guild. Oh, man, the sickness is killing. I feel like Draco Malfoy. Oh, it's killing me. It's killing me. My father will hear about this. Okay, so we have these chests. All of this stuff has been claimed for free just by being in a guild. You don't even actually have to do anything, and you get all this stuff for free. And I think the rarer ones come from when people spend money. Is that true? And people in the guild do a top-up or something? I'm not totally positive on that. And the way that you get those chests unlocked is that as a guild, you go through and fight all of these fights and eventually wear down these bosses and get them dead. Yeah, we should see if he's in line to get free champ. I'm not sure. Is there an indication of which one you've clicked on? I always just remember which one I've clicked on and never really think about it. But this is another good tip. All right, so before I make that decision, I'm going to actually go to, not that button, go to the altar here. My rank will show if you are in queue. All right, so when you're on that screen, it'll say my rank. Let's click on our warriors and see what we have going on, because we're going to want to ascend our friendly little Doombringers here. Probably on this account, up to 5 or 6 star is what I would say. I would probably go for 6 star personally, but I can see if you don't have any warrior ascension materials like we are seeing right now, then that's maybe not as worth it. Luckily, that's part of the reason why I'm saying that when we do our heirs, I guess I sort of glossed over that point. The reason that you keep marrying them, or, man, my brain. The reason that you keep fornicating for them is so that you have extras to be able to ascend them, because you actually want the people in your districts to be high level. That's going to give you considerably more out of your district payout than if they are just level 1. So by fishing for your actual traits, you're also gaining the materials you need to be able to ascend. Fodder, indeed. So, since we have no warrior materials and we need to ascend some warriors, we're going to go to the vault and queue up. I don't know if Bloodline Heroes of Lithis is still in the channel, but I really want to say that they did a good thing by choosing to make these 3-star, even though this particular champion would normally be a 1-star, because that would have been doo-doo, and ain't nobody going to pick a 1-star from one of these chests, because that is basically worthless. It takes a 9 1-stars to make a 3-star. So, very good call on that one. Alright, campaign. Maybe I should just check the leaderboards. Let's just see where we're at on the leaderboards in general. Oh yeah! Guild check-ins. Let's talk about it. When you click on order up here, you can see that there's all of these different buffs that you get. And these come from various people checking in. And when you get to certain levels, you get the certain buffs. So, district increases, collection yields, attack increases, all sorts of stuff, all stuff you want. And it doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to really do anything. You should definitely be in a guild. Plus, you might make some friends. Bobby says, "You are welcome, Panda." What a guy. Bobby's the best. I don't know if anybody knows that, but Bobby is the best. Leaderboards. Oh, man. That's it. I'm ditching the Diet Coke. I think the syrupy nature of the Diet Coke is keeping me from being able to breathe and or talk. So, let me get a little sip of the water. All right, looks like we are number 11 on might. That is a lot of might. Not a small number. Anyway, we're on 2315. Number 10 for intimacy, and number 22 in districts. So, since we're seeing so much of the intimacy here, I think it's safe to say that this is not necessarily coming from the favorability cards. I think a lot of that has been kind of wild spending on the intimacy, which is a little unfortunate. I wish I could take it back for him, but we can't. I do need to develop an actual plan for the person. That's important. Next plan is to get your Griffin up. Is that Bobby? As in the Bobby? Bobby is legend. That's true. Bobby is legend. Snagga says, "Tish, you are at a disadvantage not being in a guild. You're missing out on buffs and many rewards." Very true. So with the high level of might that I've seen, and the level of campaign, which is maybe not as high as I would expect, I'm interested to get into these champions and see where we're at. We're going to sort this by star level, which I think is a better way than what I've been doing. Firewolf says, "Who is Bobby?" How dare you? How dare you, Firewolf? Bobby is the social media director for Goat Games, I believe. I believe that's the title. Unless it's the wrong Bobby, and then I'm just praising the wrong guy, but that happens. All right, so we have heavy investment in our mythic male Tidestorm, and you, community manager. Yes, not social media director, community manager. I will remember that. It is possible to retain information, and it is also desirable to want to do so. Male Tidestorm, this is a very good champion to see as our best champion on the account. Strongest champion on the account. Big fan of that. Speaking of guilds, by the way, if anybody is on server 331, or you're looking to just have a fresh start, you can go ahead and join us on server 331. We do have a little bit of room in the main guild, and we'd love to have you. So there's no rules on that. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to spend a bunch of stuff. We're just trying to have a fun community, and you get to be part of it if you want to. So when I look at all of the people that are highly upgraded or focused on it all on this account, great choices. Solid choices for sure. Big fan of all of that. Somewhat basic choices, I would say. I'm not judging. But I do like to see more creativity thrown around, you know? And I think that some of the reason that you are stuck with the basic champions, by basic I mean like base game champions, not event champions, is because of what we were talking about on the companion screen where we're just missing a lot of the companions because we don't have a real goal that we're looking to hit with our summons. So usually, if you don't have 300 stones, I would maybe not even try to summon for a banner. That might be a good threshold. And I know that sounds like a lot to save up, but I think it's pretty reasonable to be able to do that even as free-to-play, like once a month, you know? Chris Hart says, I've been called unmanageable before, just so you know, Bobby. And yeah, Chris, same. I just kind of do my own thing. That's how we are. Steel Spartan says, the real goal should be save all month. Devala is March 1st. Well, Devala is March 1st at 6 p.m., but technically on the schedule it's March 2nd. You know, I don't want to split hairs here. But Ooh, JT, I love this question. Is the crit fix from patch notes going to buff male Devala? Now, since Bobby's here, maybe he'll be able to clear it up for us. But in the patch notes, it is specifically referencing our crit that comes from items, from equipment. So, like the wizard staff, the little wizard staff we got here is basically the only item that I know of that gives crit. And so that should be fixed. But that does not indicate that our actual base crit will be fixed. Right now, everybody's sitting at 0%. And it seems like only the guaranteed crits are taking effect. So if you got a champion that does guaranteed crits, like the male Devala, that's okay. But he's missing out on all of those critical hits that could be heals and big damage in the interim of those guaranteed crits. I think that's why male Devala is underperforming currently. But, you know, at least they're working on crit. When crit is actually fixed, we might be looking at a totally different meta because some people could be considerably stronger. And since you guys like to get me on tangents so much, let's go with that tangent a little bit. If we look at the passive of our female Zace, it increases her critical rate by a certain percent. Now, I still don't know if this percent is like a percent of your current percent. So, like if you have 10% crit and you get an extra 10%, are you at 11% crit now? Or would you be at 20% crit now? It's not really super clear how it adds on. Hopefully it goes up to 20%, right? That would be way better. But once stuff like that is fixed, like female Zace is going to be way better, for sure. If she's going from having 0 crit, I think this scales up to 40%, maybe. I suppose we could check it. That's not the hardest thing to do. 40% crit rate, plus, like I said, it was 12 to 15% from the staff alone. You're talking about a lot of strong crits, and her active ability is already incredibly strong. So if that starts critting like a monster, ooh, child. Ooh, child, you better look out for this girl, because she is going to be slaying people, especially if you can get that ultimate to hit. I kind of want to mess around in Dungeon Descent. I just want to see how hard this is and if we should be pushing campaign more. Not going to do a whole run, you know. We're not doing a whole run. I'm assuming that this is the team that is generally being ran. I think that's safe to say. And here's a little... I feel like I'm doing a terrible job keeping up with chat. Neon Saif says, imagine after crit fix, male Devala becomes better than female Devala. I honestly thought at the beginning that male Devala had a chance to be better than female Devala, but she just... her damage wasn't supposed to be as high as it always is, but that's because of vigor, and I wasn't really considering the big picture on that, I would say. If she didn't do any damage, like, if she didn't do that much damage, I should say, she wouldn't be as good, even though she survives forever, but she's absolutely dominant with damage. The male should be doing way more damage than her, and theoretically, he should be able to heal and sustain very well, but right now, he's just not performing on the heal and sustain, and his damage is a little lower because of the crit. All right, I read some chat there. Let me get back to ranting. I love it. I love ranting. So normally, I always tell people to stack all of your melee characters onto one side. And then that's going to help you to group enemies. They'll all walk this way to attack your melee people. And with the male tide, he'll pull this back person in. Next thing you know, you got a huge group of people. And that can be very effective. But if you're running a team that doesn't have something like a female Devala with her AoE or the line attack that comes from the female Ignis, which is super underrated even though it got a little bit of a nerf. If you're looking at male Fulgurs and male Aeson and stuff that just doesn't care, then you should spread out like this so that you are less grouped up for your enemy. For this team, I think I will keep it this way. I've actually never even really used the male Devala because I just didn't have the stuff to be able to ascend him. On my free-to-play account, I'm using the female Fulgur right now, even though I wanted to be using the male Fulgur. And that's just purely because of I got the right materials for the right thing. So that's just what happened. And that's the same reason that I didn't use the male Devala, even though I actually wanted to use him more. Male Fulgur is quite strong. It's true. And that's part of the reason why I've never really built him up. I don't know. I just don't like using the good stuff. I'd rather make the bad stuff good, you know? Because none of it's really that bad. Firewolf, you will be missed. Thank you for stopping in, buddy. F Fulgur is super good as well. You are correct. Especially if you master using that line attack. Alright, so when I do my dungeon descents, I don't read the blue ones, ever. I do pick up my items now because those healing items can be pretty useful. But basically, I just clear out the whole floor, pick up all the chests I can pick up, and then kill a couple of the bad guys. Usually if I can start with the boss, I start with the boss, because the boss is usually harder. And luckily we have this male Tidestorm so that we can specifically target this one over here, but it looks like we are considerably stronger than where we are at in campaign, so it might be worth pushing that up a little bit more. We'll see how that goes. ×2, please. We ain't got all day, Junior. Easy. Based on that one fight alone and the power levels that I'm seeing, I would say that this is probably like a 30 to 45 minute run if you were to do this whole dungeon descent. So hopefully this person is doing their dungeon descents because they're wickedly easy on this account right now. Dungeon does have great items, and I want to see if there's any of them stored up right now. Got a decent amount of chests here. This is what I like to see, actually. If you are storing up all of your chests and never using them, then I think that that is a play mistake because it can really help you power up when you don't have... Like, if you ever just need gold, you should use enough to do the thing you need to do with gold and then save the rest of them. Oh, man, it's never going to feel good seeing the one away on the Lume. Man, that hurts so much. Dungeon is a must for free-to-play. I have been sort of neglecting it a little bit on my my main account, but I started doing it again. I just started doing it again. Snagga says he only plays dwarves. We could talk about the dwarves if you wanted to. I think there are ways to make them good. I actually kind of want to talk about the warriors, because there's ways that I think that the base game warriors could actually be way better than they are currently considered to be, but maybe that's its own video, I don't know. Speaking of districts and being a little bit inefficient, we do have almost 1,400 of these little items here that we could be putting in, and maybe we should look at doing that. So what I do is I always start with my 1 stars. Dang, this person is doing it. Really doing it. Have you been spending diamonds on this? Have they been spending diamonds on this? There's no way they're all that way, right? No, not even close. Huh. Interesting. Well, we're going to get our first couple of nodes here. At least the first couple. Got to. Jeff Arnold says, I had 13 billion saved in loose change. Powered up his male Aeson and male Samir, and he still has 2,000 chests combined. You are rich. Good Lord. You are rich. I love it. Bobby says, Dungeons giving pretty decent free rewards and cheap discount items every 3 days. Don't miss out. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Especially those goblin deals that are 90% off for intimacy. Do not miss that. You should buy those every time you see them. I always skip the 80% ones personally. And I also know that a lot of people buy the 96% off wedding rings. I also skip those ones. But what are you going to do? It's, I feel like... Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, because my brain's a little fuzzy today, but usually I always try to go for essentially the cheapest next node. So, how do you guys do that? Because each node seems to give 75, right? Snagger rated his stash to level the Nagas. Yeah, and then you killed me in Arena, which was incredibly rude, but I put it in the video anyway, because you can't win them all. We don't want to create false narratives around here. Definitely a lot sitting on the table with districts on this account. That is probably the single best improvement that could be made, in my opinion. Just take all of them to 2,000. I wish I could. I really, really do wish I could. 1 and 2 star nodes give less. Let's see. I don't think that's true. Is that true? I think I was just checking out a 1 star one. Oh yeah, this one's 25. Look at that. I'll be darned. I didn't know that. I have learned something on this day. Who said that? Which one of y'all kicked me in the face? Who said that? Chris Hart. Thank you, sir. You have taught me a new thing. I appreciate you. Now I can spread the good word a little bit better than I was before. All right. Now, I'm not going to totally push the campaign here, but I do want to see what's going on with the campaign and how easily we could be sweeping it, because it looks like we could be very easily sweeping our dungeon descent. And as long as we are still having an easy time in those game modes, then I do think that it is worth it to push a little bit of campaign here and there. Because you do get better stuff by being higher in your campaign, but you got to be careful about the balance of it. You don't want to just push it like crazy like I did on my free-to-play account, and now I can't win Dungeon Descent, which I was fairly certain that was going to happen, but, you know, it's no thing. A. Cooper, is that Cooper? Am I saying that right? Says, I've almost got mine all there. With the charm I'm assuming you're talking about. I'm a little jealous in that. Mine is not good. My charm is probably actually the thing that I neglect the most. I know. How could I? How could I and how dare I? Alright, campaign's super easy. I feel like this person should probably push a chapter or 2 in campaign. Just all stuff to help boost our daily income of goods, you know? Now, I think the last thing we're going to look at is champions that I wish were being leveled up. But I feel like what we've seen so far with the lack of the newer companions and the sort of lack of direction in spending some of these materials, it sort of probably limits the options. I think that if we look at stuff like this male white eyes, it's probably just not possible to raise them higher. And we got there with luck and blood, sweat, and tears, but it's not going to be easy to finish it up. For sure, I would say that when the companion summon or gift exchange comes around, if you can, in fact, target one of the companions that you want to go for, please finish your Lume. You're so close and it's so good, and you really want him to get super huge, and you want your male Aeson to get super huge, and then you've got these people that aren't even on your main team are basically the heart and soul of a second team already, so you could be having a lot of fun with that. I like where a lot of the focus is going. Like, a lot of the champion picks here are really strong champion picks, and a lot of the mythics are really good mythics. I will give you that. When we look at this female Ugril, though, we got another one right down here. This is mythic. So probably want to ascend that one. Ascend this one using the mythic so that this one becomes mythic. That would be a good thing to do, and that would be a great addition to that male Aeson and male Lume team. Which, by the way, would also go great with the male Samir. And you could even finish it out with the male White Eyes. Man, you got a second team right here that's really going to be awesome. I do recommend you do that. Kyle C., welcome to the stream. Hey, wait a minute. Is that Satori? Is that you? Are you here for it? I promise I'm being nice if that's you. I hope I'm being nice. Death Dreidel gang indeed. And the great thing with the rest of this team is, like, the male Aeson doesn't care if he's lagging behind the other two. If they're just crashing deep into enemy territory, it's fine. They're not disrupting anybody else that's trying to hit like a ground target or anything like that, or a line attack. Mages with line attacks do not like the male Samir all that much, except for on the initial activation. So it's kind of a battle, because if you put like the female Fulgur with the male Samir, you can get one super strong attack. Hey Bobby, thanks for stopping in, man. It's great to see you. Great to have the support. Bobby is great to work with, just so everybody knows. He's really great. And Bobby, by the way, is one of the reasons, guys, that I am able to take all of the complaints and suggestions that you guys have and share it in a more direct way with Goat Games, because he will then take that information and share it to other people who are making the decisions, and he gets to make a great case for everything that you guys have said in their Discord, in my Discord, bringing it through me on the YouTube channel. So he works very hard to make us happy, and all of these good, positive changes that we're seeing are likely mostly directly due to him. So that's why I like Bobby so much. All right, so that's the second team that I'm feeling. We got male White Eyes, male Aeson, male Samir, female Ugril, and, of course, male Lume. What about a boss team? The thing is, for your boss team, you are super close to having a good one, because you got male Tidestorm, who's huge, so he probably just kills bosses already on his own. But if you could get the male White Eyes on that boss team, I don't know, maybe you already switch him in for those. That can be super strong, because the extra attack speed means extra ultimates, and especially when they're under their 30% threshold and you're doing double damage. Ooh, child, does that do some real big numbers. Also, you have this female Trevane here who's already fairly ascended. That might be worth actually putting some more effort into. If you get some of your Trevane champions that you're doing your mythic trait farm with, and they're just solid doo-doo buttskis, and you don't see a single trait that you would possibly want to switch over onto anybody, then you can just go ahead and use them as some fodder. And the way that I do that is I usually separate them out by levels. I will either level the ones that I want to use as ascension materials, or level all of the ones that I want to save. That way you can get her up a little higher, because she is great at killing bosses. Steel Spartan says M Tide F Lion. That is true. That is true. That does a lot of damage. But I think getting the extra attack speed in there as well could be super huge. So I would probably do the... This is one of the few times where I would say that it's okay to have 3 non-DPS characters on a team is in these boss fights. And the reason is because Male Tidestorm does so crazy much damage with his ultimate, it's insane. So what you would do is you would have the female Lionstone, the male White Eyes, the male Tidestorm, female Travaine, and your final person, you would never guess it, is actually female Lume. Female Lume. Now, I don't particularly love female Lume. Let's just look at her in the Renowned Champion screen. And one of the reasons I recommend this is because you're so close to that dang old companion. I really hope that you get it soon. So we've got the times telling here on our female Lume. We've got each debuff on the teammate decreases damage taken. That's nice. Dude, I cried for you when I saw... Kyle C says, I cried because I was so close. Just one away. Man, I felt so... My heart dropped when I saw that going through your companions. It hurts. It's pain. So, but for each buff that's on a teammate, our damage dealt is increased by 9%. Now, a lot of people think that female Lume just doesn't do anything because largely there's good excuses for her not doing anything. This bomb, number one, it's not a big enough blast in my opinion. I think it should just hit everybody because it only stuns for 1 second, and a 1 second stun isn't all that great, and the damage is really not great. Basically doesn't do any damage. And it detonates after 3 seconds. So this active skill ain't very good. Not a fan. Ultimate-wise, her ultimate can be incredibly good. Kyle, this whole stream will be available on YouTube, and I'm thinking about making like a highlights part to maybe cut out all of the tangents that I've been going on, like this one. So with her ultimate, she links to the teammate with the highest strength to channel energy to them, and basically, you want your male Tidestorm to ult, and then she will ult and fill up his ultimate, and then he gets to go again, except this time when he goes again, his strength is going to be way higher. That is super strong, especially when we are increasing the damage by all of these buffs. And when you're doing stuff like all of these buffs, you want to take into account which buffs you actually have available. You could have Sanguine, Hulking, the male Aeson strength buff. I'm not sure if Devout counts on people that don't heal, but I think it should. It seems like it should. If you have your Linked Fates buff on there, that's another 9%. The White Eyes, the female Lionstone, you got all sorts of buffs that can be stacked up. You could even be using Steadfast, for instance, to get that popping every now and then, although it's probably not the build I would go with. Hi, Miranda. Hey, just so everybody knows, me and Miranda made a hilarious video. And, it got a little bit overlooked. And I'm not saying it broke my heart, but I am saying I will never be the same after the consequences of those actions of not enough people watching it. Just kidding. You don't have to watch any videos. But I do think it's funny. All right, so when your male Tidestorm gets his double damage buff and he gets to just keep popping him off with her ultimate, keep in mind her ultimate doesn't completely go away. Her energy doesn't completely drain. She just drains however much she's giving to the other person. That's my understanding of it. So, yeah, I think that this is the one time in these boss fights where I would go with 3 people who don't directly do damage, because the way everything lines up, you can get so much extra damage by using the female Lume that it's actually worth doing. I'll have to see if I can make her work on a normal team, but now that we have those damage warriors coming out, I think that it frees up the possibility of using her on a team and actually making it be good. Not sure about that, but we're going to see. So Satori, my verdict is basically in on your account, and I think that you're doing a lot of things really well. Especially your champion choices are awesome. I mean, your two biggest people are two of the best people in the game. Nice, big, strong female Devala. We do love to see that. What you are lacking, though, is priorities, essentially. And I haven't checked the Guardian Stone yet, but I should do that. In our districts, we have a lot. These are just all various levels. You want to specifically stop on the 5th or 10th level on any of these. So like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, because that's when you're going to unlock your new person that you can assign into there. And if you don't do that, then you're kind of wasting resources until it gets to the next one. It doesn't do that much for you until you unlock another person to be assigned. Jeff Arnold, thanks for stopping in, man. Thanks for becoming a member. And I should mention, now that we are deeper into the stream, that I have added memberships. There's nothing really that crazy that gets unlocked. They're set at, I think, $1, $5, and $20 or something, maybe 10. I don't know. But everything is unlocked on the first one. I'm not really trying to pry your money away from you. It's just if you want to be able to support the channel a little bit, that's a way that you can do it. So definitely not required. I set it to 99 cents for the lower one just because, you know, I feel like I would pay 99 cents. That's why. When I see the Twitch ones that are $5, I'm like, I'm not doing that. But 99 cents, maybe. So if we didn't take this one to 21 and we didn't take this one to 16, then it's likely that we could have gotten maybe even 3 more slots assigned. Like this one that's 14, this one that's 14, and maybe the one that's 18 could have been bumped up to 20. Hard to say, but that's what I would be focusing on for sure. Now, especially because you have your mythic male Doombringer, I have produced a bunch of those for you. We're going to unlock another slot here so that you're going to be able to put in another Doombringer, and you're going to be seeing a whole lot better returns. For now, we'll just put whatever fits in there. And I think that's the main thing you need to focus on, is just picking a goal and knowing when to stop and knowing when to save for the next thing. I think that's why you're also not getting these companions unlocked, is because you're summoning almost every time, and sometimes you just need to skip. I would say if you don't have 300 stones, you probably should skip, even if they're a really good one. I had to do that on the Gultung, and it still hurts my feelings to this day. So those are the two things that I would mostly worry about, is picking a goal and a little bit of self-control on the summons, and then I think you'll be getting even farther with all the stuff that you're doing. Let's check out that Guardian Stone. Miranda says I should review her account next, and she is on the list. And I am going to try to do a spin of that on the stream here, although I didn't actually set up a different scene in my OBS so that would be reasonable to do. We'll figure it out, though. All right, so largely we are focusing on Constitution here, which is fine. I like defensive builds myself. I would maybe put more into strength on the things that you are getting most of your damage from. Although your damage dealers are a little bit split between marksman, mages, and assassins, so I can see how that would be hard to do. Dodge is super good, actually, and I feel like the damage reduction is also really good, but I'm not sure that's where I would have put my points. In general, I would probably take my people that I'm doing the most damage with, and I would get their strength up first, but, you know, I feel like all of the defensive stuff I can get from traits. So, because one energetic is 40% constitution, right? And this is 24% just with the maxed out, although it is an assassin. I'm sure it's way more on a tank. Yeah, tank goes up to 36%. But either way, you can counter all of these just with one energetic. I think boosting the extra strength, you kind of run out of reasonable options for boosting your strength. after you go for it. Like if you're specifically trying to boost your shields or heals or whatever, you're going to get brutal, you're going to get aggressive, maybe you throw hulking on the team somewhere, which you definitely should do, and then you're out of options for the most part. Like you're not going to use athletic at your level, so this is another way to bump up those numbers a little more. Kathy says, Guardian Stone mistakes on her account. Thought we would get more low-level gems. It needs a reset for sure. I do agree. A reset button would be incredible, and I think that they could still make it a commitment, and basically you get, I don't know, one free reset every 2 weeks or once every month or something, and then if you need to do it again in the same month, then maybe it costs, I don't know, 200 diamonds or something. So if you have to keep resetting, then you're going to have to pay for it, but you get a free option in there. I think that would really promote us exploring a little bit and experimenting a little bit. I think it would be, a great way to stay cheap. I also have everything unlocked to rank 1, and I do think that that is extremely valuable. I haven't personally run into the situation where I'm waiting on the green medals to progress. I'm usually waiting on the blue ones to progress. But I also haven't tried hard enough to do the most I can do with that. Haven't checked out the arena yet. Rank 8 up in this piece. Yeah, I feel like the one reset is the play, because I think it is good to have it be a commitment, right? Should we try fighting a slightly stronger team first time out the gates? So notice that we're set up with this very spread out thing. That can be good against the female Devala. And so depending on how many people that they actually have that are going to run in and try to fight me is going to determine whether I'm going to clump up and make them group up or if I'm going to spread out. Since it's only going to be the female Devala and the one other person that even come in, it's actually better for us to stay spread out here, but we do want to put our male Tidestorm over here so that we kill their healer as soon as possible. And we also have the rest of our damage focused on killing the female Lionstone, because when her buff goes off, that's going to hurt our face, and we would like to have an intact face for as long as possible. All right. We're trying it. We're doing the thing. Big shields. We like big shields. Oh, that Devala is too strong. That enemy Devala is way too strong. It hurts. It hurts, boss. Now the trick is, can we get her? Possible. That was good. Nice. All right, let me catch up on the old chatskis a little bit, you know? We catching up on the chatskis. Everyone that is leaving, thank you for coming, and, you know, please stick around in the channel. Your support means a lot to me, guys. It really does. Actually, I'm gonna be super honest with everybody. Can I be super honest? Is that cool with you guys? We have a little moment here. I've been having a rough week, man. I had something happen on the weekend that I'm not going to go into great detail on, which maybe in hindsight isn't the biggest thing, but it causes me a great deal of stress, and I have been not having the best of times for the past few days. And everybody just being so nice and positive and supportive, especially in my Discord, it really goes a long way to keeping me motivated and to keeping me feeling positive. And so I really appreciate it. When I say that to you guys, I really mean it. I don't just say it just because I'm hoping that you'll like me better because I say it. I really do mean it. It means a lot to me. So, I think that all in all here, we're doing good. This is a good account. There's just minor mistakes that, if they were fixed, I think you'd be much farther ahead. Always do your dungeon descents. That should be, especially since it's so easy for you. You should definitely be doing that. Because let me tell you, when it's hard to do and you try to do it, you're gonna miss those days when it's so easy. All right, I think I'm ready. I think that's all I have to say about the account in general, although I haven't checked out the Valley of Conquerors. Oh, team. Oh, team, how have you done this to us? It hurts. It hurts, boss. Snagga says, get yourself a cookie. Man, you're awesome. This is why Snagga is my deputy. He cares about me getting cookies. That's the way to my heart. It's through a cookie. Oh, it's running rough, y'all. So, I'm not going to go into a big spiel about Valley of Conquerors, but it actually takes a little bit of coordination to... Thanks, Miranda. I'm going to make a shirt that says, thanks, Miranda, and that's just happening. So I do have a merch store. It's linked in the Discord and on my website, ragepanda1.com. And so if you would like to see any kind of fun shirts, if I say any funny thing that you want to see on one, or a coffee mug, something like that, just let me know. Make it happen for you. But I am making a Thanks Miranda shirt because it just keeps happening on the channel. I think it's a meme at this point. So a lot of people want to get these middle sections and get these buff towers, and that is a good idea. But then what they do is they take their super big, strong team and they just camp right here in this middle one. Hey, look, he's got his big, strong team right there in the middle one. And that doesn't actually help you that much because, number one, you can just get worn down and you get killed and it's not good. And number two, they go around and they steal everything and you can't defend yourself. But if you take all of that stuff and you coordinate with your team to actually camp out all of these gates, then you can keep people from ever getting into there. And if they do, they're only getting in from one side, and it's easy to patch it up and take out the enemy. So it's actually better to stop on these gate nodes instead of stopping on the other big nodes, if that makes sense. Now I have to do my own Valley of Conquerors stuff, so I'm not going to go crazy here and actually do all of the... Roy Rogers! He's got the donation up in here. He says, this is Rabix. Thanks for helping the community. Thanks for letting me. Thanks for listening to me. If you guys didn't listen to me, I wouldn't be able to do any of it. I am exactly what you make me, and I appreciate that. All right. Now we get to really judge. Are these started? They're started. He's doing better than me. The panda in a t-shirt, holding a phone and a piece of bamboo. Actually, Kathy, that is the best idea. I should draw a cartoon panda sitting and playing on a phone. That's awesome. Somebody write that down. That's a good idea right there. I love it. Kyle C says, thanks for reviewing my account. Thanks for being a guinea pig. This is the first account that's not like being a Neo Geo that I'm looking at where I can actually, do some criticism and things like that. So I think that helps us all learn. I certainly learned a couple of things. And I'm going to die on this cross right here. I'm going to die on this cross right here. Always pick the diamonds. Always pick the diamonds. People pick the books and they say, well, the books actually are worth more diamonds than if you pick the diamonds. That is true. That is very true. However, I would never buy the books with the diamonds. I would buy summoning stones and intimacy items with the diamonds. So they're more valuable because of that. So I think you always go with the diamonds. And I'm forcing your hand. I am abusing my power. And it feels good. I need some evil theme music for when I'm being a dictator. Nice. All right, yeah. So I think that's it. Little more goal orientation, little stronger priorities, and you're going to be really crushing people, and you won't be stuck with base champions. You'll have all the crazy new event champions. Now, I would like to switch over to my account, which I hopefully have a fancy way of doing quickly. We'll see. Impossible to tell because OBS is, a little bit of a beehole sometimes. I don't want to get demonetized here, but Miranda says, someone draw a panda surrounded by furry companions looking nervous. I swear to all that is holy, if you draw a panda with the 5 companions in the background, like that one picture, you know what picture I'm talking about. And if you don't, I ain't telling you. You better not make that. You better not make that, you monsters. Absolute monsters. Oh, I cannot believe you guys. That's right, Final State. Diamonds could be anything. They could even be a girl's best friend. At least that's what the advertisements got stuck in my head as a child. Because I was brainwashed, actually. Now that I think about it, I think that's some trauma that I'm recovering from, being brainwashed by commercials for so long. Miranda is inspired. What have I done? What have I done? If you guys make it and you make it good, Snagga says, someone make it in all caps, and I'm reading it out of respect, not only for his membership, but for his donation. If you make the panda on the couch with the 5 furry companions behind, and it's good, I'll make it a shirt. I will make it a shirt. There you go. Boom. And then I will be full of regret for probably the rest of my life, and I will never be able to look at myself in the mirror again. But I think it's worth selling your soul every now and then. All right, if I click this button that I'm about to click on my computer, it should instantly switch to my account. Hey, it did it. Usually when I click that button, it goes to a black screen. I'm really glad it didn't do that this time. All right, so I know that was kind of a long account review. I don't think that it's normally going to be the 90-minute spiel, but I do think 60 to 90 minutes is fair. We went on quite a few tangents there. But personally, I'm having fun, so I've got a couple more things that I want to cover. Number one being, not the Grand Bazaar, you silly Billy. Final State says, I don't commission bad furry artwork. Steel Spartan says, there might be a tattoo coming. Oh, you guys are crazy. Oh yeah, I gotta spin the wheel. Thanks, Limbo. Shout out to Limbo for keeping track of things that I am just not super capable of doing. Now, I do have to warn you that the wheel might not be fully up to date. It's fairly updated, and it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Squirtle who's been doing that for us. Snagga, thank you for linking that I was actually doing a stream. I meant to do that, and I forgot. What a guy. I gotta find my wheel here. It's a little bit buried in my Discord. We will get to your call as soon as possible. Your patronage is valuable to us. I don't know how to do on hold calls, but that's I feel like that's close. Where are you? Hey, there it is. Wheel of Names. All right. Now, how can I make this so you guys can all see it and my audio doesn't get bad? Because I feel like my audio is bad on my scene with my website setup. We're going to try it. We'll do it live! All right. Hopefully I don't lose you. I've never clicked on this button while I was live before. Neon Saif, thanks for coming. Everybody, go check out her channel. When we're done here, preferably. All right, so I can do that, and then I can put my thing over here a little bit. And then I can... oh, it doesn't want me to resize it in the middle? That's rough. I didn't know that about this. That's okay. We can do this. Guys, we just got to use a little ingenuity. Heh, close enough. That's close enough, right? Miranda says, 35 watching and 26 likes. Someone ain't doing their job. You don't have to like it, but I do appreciate you if you do. So, I know that there's at least one person on this that said that they maybe don't want to do an account review. And Mermaid, I don't want to hate, but Neon did a review. And I feel like if we both do one, it's kind of overkill. You know, maybe we get to more people. So, if a couple of those people get the thing, then maybe we'll re-roll. But for now, who's ready? Drum roll, please. Is this annoying? Probably. I won't do it. Here we go. Who's it gonna be? It is definitely going to be Kalith. Kalith is the winner. Yeah, Jimmy 12 Pockets. Hey, Jimmy Pockets. Yeah, Jimmy Pockets here. He decided he didn't want to be part of it. But Kalith is the winner. And we're going to post that in the Discord right now. With a little @ sign. @Kalith. You won the account review. Congrats, homie. Nice. All right, now that I am not signed into, or now that I'm not showing our Satori account, I'm going to log out of that. And there goes that. All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, you got to help me make this choice. I spent a whole lot on doing all of these might packs. Just all of them, because I want to be able to get the new clan. I don't know about y'all, but I want to check it out. Currently, I have 210 stones, and, you know, when March rolls around, I'm going to buy 30 more stones from the might pack thing, but this month I've already done it, so I need to get them a different way, and I think this is going to be my last chance to take advantage of the might packs. In terms of the actual stones, it's not a good deal. It's not really a good deal. But with all of the other stuff involved, I think it becomes a good deal. So, let's see what we got in the chat. Kathy says, you don't need them. Don't do it. Miranda says, do the jar smash. Huh. That's interesting. Steel Spartan says, save for Devala. Man, to heck with her. Oh, man. Well, I don't think I've gotten anything on the jars so far. Nope. Level 1. But I'll do it. I'll do it for Divine. Don't think I won't do it for Divine. I have not done Spire at all. Suppose I could do a level of it and just see how many hammers we get. Check out the formation here, because I've been changing that up considerably. Oh, you know. I mean, it's okay. I almost like to just take female Lionstone out just because I'm just so sick of seeing her, you know? But we'll go for this. This is fine. Hey, we did it. We made it to 84. Final State says, I've gotten successful on floor 1 in the same spot a couple of times. He doesn't know if they're random. I have also done that, but I have also then had it not work. So, I don't know. I wish that it would just save that I want this to be fast across all my devices. But I have to say, the functionality of being able to play on any device and you just log in and it's there, everything's there. That is so awesome, because on a lot of these games, I have been trying out quite a few of them, and on a lot of them, you can't do that. I think Airship Nights was one of those. It would start a new account, and you had to like interrupt it starting a new account, and then go to a special place so you could log in every time you wanted to switch a device. What a nightmare that was. I think that Spire does not have auto challenge because humans are sinners and we just don't deserve it. I don't know. There's no reason. Put in the auto challenge. I want it. And theoretically, I could use a macro to do it, but we're not going to do that right now. I thought it would be added when they put it in campaign as well, but, you know, what you going to do? It's not the worst. Like, if Guardian Defense wouldn't continue when you backed out, that would be the worst. And in fact, when I thought that was the case, I would straight up just not even play that game mode. So I'm glad that, for the most part, they're good about that stuff, right? I don't think I'll be able to finish the Spire, but I haven't tried for a while. Well, in Guardian Defense Final State, there is actually a back arrow that looks like this one up here, and it will continue to play. You can play other stuff. You can turn your phone off. You can do whatever you want to do. It'll keep playing for you. Pretty sweet. I learned about that because I was complaining about it, and somebody in the comments was like, hey, you're doing it wrong. I tried it out, man, and if you log back in, it'll still be playing. Like, it actually takes the amount of time that it would take. And then it goes through and gives you your stuff. Very cool. Redbeard says, unless the other items are useful for you, don't get the Last Might pack. You can just use 2,700 gems for 10 summons. If you really need them, once the new champion drops. That is true. But, you know, the extra value that comes with getting those extra items is pretty strong value, actually. But I do think that I want to spend my diamonds mostly on stones. So I agree with the majority of you here. Yeah, I thought about making a macro here. At least I'd be able to engage with the chat like fully and directly without even looking at the screen. But I think I'm just going to go to level 100 and then we'll go pop some jars. Pop them and smash them. I never put on my game sound. I hope you guys don't mind that. I guess that could be exciting. I've thought about getting some of that royalty-free music, you know, what they put on the streams and stuff, just to fill a little bit of the space. So if you guys think that would be cool, let me know that might be cool. Not the game sound, anything but that. You want me to sing? I would have to set up a macro to be able to sing, but I could. The royalty-free stuff is fine. The game sounds can be obnoxious. That is true, and it makes it a nightmare to edit a video because it's the way that this records is it records them all on the same track. So if I cut my voice to skip a blank space, then it also cuts the game audio, and it's kind of jarring. Steel Spartan says, I don't mind you talking, also known as please don't sing. You hate the game sound? I don't hate the game sounds. I do think they're a little bit obnoxious, but I don't hate them. Although having the same battle sound over and over and over again for like 150 stages, and then you end up going dun 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 dun, dun just in your head for the rest of your life. Some of the character sounds really are annoying though. And some of them are not really balanced that well. Like the pew pews of the male Galtung is so loud. Sorry, Miranda, there was exactly one person that wanted to hear a song, so I don't think that's the play today. Kathy, you can skip using your phone's back button unless you're using an Apple device. Then I don't think they have a back button, and then you can't do that. Yeah, I am a little sick. Apple. Oh, they're supposed to be so advanced. I like playing on my iPad, and then I realize that I need to do some marriages or courting or something, and then next thing you know, sitting there for 40 minutes just watching a bunch of cutscenes. Just a couple more levels and then we can be frivolous with some of our diamonds. I'm excited. At least I'm not going to end up close to a companion and have some guy show up and donate way too much money. You can only skip on some of them, Spy Fox. That is interesting. One good thing about playing on BlueStacks is that I can just skip with escape, and it makes it a lot faster. On my phone, I have to like bring up the back button because it doesn't have a physical back button. I just have to actually bring it up. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of hammers. Stop adjusting my camera game. Stop doing that. Let me do what I want. Yeah, BlueStacks is a great way to play. I think it runs a little choppier on BlueStacks, but that could be because my computer is not bueno, as they say in the South. All right. Wow, that's a lot. These rewards are really good. Are these always this good? I feel like I usually only get hammers every so often instead of every level of it. That's cray-cray. And also quite a bit of stones. Well, mine was a gaming rig, but then time happened. Miranda said to do the 4 in the middle, but what I always do is I get these inner corners here. Boom. Now, Miranda, I don't want to say I told you so, but that one went my way. Oh, yeah. Firepower. I do not want to have to pick this every time because I always forget. Literally always. All right, now it's up for grabs in the chat. Where are we going? Should we respect the Miranda and do the middle? Somebody say like top left, bottom right, that sort of thing. We're doing one of the 4 in the middle. The tree by tree. Never been so happy to be wrong, says Miranda. All right. We're doing the middle. Hey, Miranda! Thanks, Miranda. All right. Middle, then corner. I saw somebody, I've seen more than one person say 4 corners, so we're going to do the actual 4 corners. See, I don't know. It's the inside corners, guys. It's always the inside corners. Watch this. Easy. Easiest stones of my... Anyway, so what should I click next? I wonder. I wonder what one I should... Always do the center, really? I've heard a lot of people say the four corners, and I usually, when I do these inside corners, it does not take me four. It usually takes 2 or 3. Middle. Do the middle, they say. You fool, do the middle. Still no. Now, the question is, should we be crazy and buy some stuff? Because that's fun. Or I could be crazy and buy some stuff and do a little smashing and cracking of the jars up there. I could end the stream. Or I could do the dramatic reading of the Hyrule. It's a pick your own adventure type of situation thing. Miranda says no. No leave. Oh, I like that. Hyrule is 10 more stones. Snagga says dramatic reading. Reading, please, sir. Well, that has been decided. All right, but I just want you all to know that you asked for this. And also, I might do some silly voices this time. I don't know. Might just do some silly ones. The Fall of Meshek. Mashik? What do you think? Mashik or Meshek? Go cartoony, Limbo says. Amaya, the lone survivor of Clan Hyrule's final stand, seeks out her brother in the port city of Alim. But with a bounty on her head and mercenaries quick on her tail, time may have run out for our fearless fox. Meshek, the hidden fortress of the Hyrule, stood 10 years in defiance of the Shirral Empire. 10 years they fought against their tyranny. 10 years would end this night. Chris Hart, that is hilarious because that is sort of what I was considering. I haven't decided between that and New Yorker. We'll see when it starts speaking what comes out. Amaya awoke to a battle lost before she even knew it began. Amaya dodges deftly as a rain of javelins and wind-shearing chakrams cut down her kinsman beside her. She flees into the darkness of the desert. Behind her, lit by the fires of her home, a figure watches. Yeah, they are the same stories, but at least we get to clear them again and get diamonds and such, which is pretty sweet, I guess. You know, I say that's pretty sweet, I guess, a lot. That might end up on a shirt sometime, too. And when you're out in your daily lives, I hope that you'll all start saying, well, that's pretty sweet, I guess. It's just enjoyable, you know? I wonder how that would work, having members of the community do voices for some of the characters. Have to be like a Discord call or something. I don't know how that would function. The Lioness. Oh, man, now they're starting me off with a girl voice right away. Oh, man. There's no place you can hide. Nowhere in sand or stone can you bury yourself that I will not unturn. Run as you like, little fox, but the Lioness of Samir will not give up her hunt. Does that sounded like a strong, independent woman to me? I might have to refill my water. The port of Alim stands as one of the last free cities of Silken. Only a fragile piece, bought with gold, not iron, has kept the Golden Lion at bay. To protect itself by any means, the city has become a haven for pirates, mercenaries, and other lawless, violent folk. A place ripe for adventure, just as Sindir prefers. Hey, another day, another bag of jewels. This is too easy. Soon enough, I'll be able to buy a ship and leave this place. a Google Drive or so. Oh, you're saying not do it live, Snagga. I should have everybody do the script and then just edit it together. I think that could be really cool. I had that scheduled to do with one of my fans earlier around the time Orost came out, and then my files got corrupted and we couldn't do it, and I felt terrible. We were both really excited to do it, and I promised her we'd be able to, and then that one fell through. And then I think the next one was Hyrule, and this one didn't fall through, but I feel like there's a couple of things in the story that like didn't make sense or whatever, and I was just super irritated about the stuff that was going on with when Hyrule came out, and it just never happened. And man, I feel terrible about it. I really do. So if we ever do that, then she gets her pick of voices. That's what Miranda was saying, to do it all together. All right. I mean, for Galabar, we can try to do it. Maybe I'll do a live reading of Galabar on the summoning stream, and then everybody will have gotten a chance to see the story, and they can send in their voices. I like it. As he counts his treasures in a quiet alley, the fox's ears tingle. He narrowly dodges an axe as it falls in front of him, but his dodge throws him into a waiting hand. As he looks up, the stern orc looks down on him. "You count too loudly, little thief. Hand over the gems and come quietly, or else I'll make a new fur belt from your hide." Always blazing. Welcome. I'm glad you could join. I'm glad you caught the very beginning intro. Is that a good idea to do? I started the stream and I just started talking, because whenever you see these VODs, it's just empty space, and that's duty. Ain't nobody got time for that. Sindir deftly twists his body in a kick to the orc's face. Staggered, his grip breaks, and the fox slips out, leaping through the alley. But his pursuer is fast and strong, barreling through every obstacle until Sindir is cornered once more. "Hey, listen, make a deal. I'll be willing to bet just a few of these gems are worth the trouble of pretending you didn't see me." "No deal. You've made some enemies, little fox. The Shiral Padisha is paying twice your scrawny weight in rubies." Hope I said those words right. You ever have those words just like hit you in the face while you're trying to read something and perform at the same time? That's confusing. Just be aware that if those words come up again, it's not likely to come out of my face the same way. Important to know. Sindir prepares to fight for his life as the orc advances with bloodlust in his eyes, but a sudden flash of smoke and sand knocks the orc off his balance in an instant, and a curved blade gracefully sweeps the orc's legs, pulling him up and over. I want to do Valley Girl for her now, because Valley Girl, I'm not going to lie, it's one of my favorite voices to do. Like, come, Sindir. We need to run. There's more of them on the way. Hey, it's time to fight. Let's get them. Give them a little of that boop and a little of that bap. I want to pull in this male White Eyes and do violence to him. Don't want him in there. That's for sure. Maybe we, let's just have fun with it. Who needs that female Naga? Couldn't be me. I think I can do this safely and still pull the distant one if that guy gets pulled first. Probably doesn't matter though. I can't lose yet, but it will possibly get a little hairy at the end. Maybe just a little bit hairy. Climbing up onto the rooftops, the foxes at last evade their pursuers, watching the streets carefully until the bounty hunters grow frustrated with their search and leave. "Hey, Amaya! Waters of life! When I heard of Meshek, I thought you were dead! I thought everyone was dead! Was that Christopher? Luxor, what?" Gonna use the real name here, but as your friend, I will always support and spread your word. It's been a few years of us knowing each other, but you've made my life all the better with your shenanigans, Alabastian. Alabastian, you lovely, lovely man. How dare you? How dare you, and thank you. I appreciate your support, and I appreciated getting to talk to you earlier today, because you, sir, are a good guy. Everyone say hi, Alabastian. I can't believe you did that, man. Oh, I can't believe you did that. When people do stuff like that, I get thrown off. I'm all thrown off my game now. I gotta get back into my fighting stance. Hey. And Alabastian, if you don't know what's going on here, I'm doing a stupid reading of this story and just being silly, being a little bit silly with it. I know, he's crazy. Valley Girl. Like they are our kin, our friends, all gone. Crushed beneath the paw of the lion. No thanks to you. I sound like the people off the Jersey Shore, but old. That is fair. That is fair. Hey, yo, all I would have been is just another set of bones to bleach in the sun. The war's over, Amaya. We lost. No, Cindier. Don't dare say we. You abandoned us. Ran away to live like a common thief. That's true, they are. They are old now. Hey, forget about it. Hey, there's nothing common about my thievery, sweet sister. I keep going a little bit Christopher Walken on it, but it's not intentional. I had it good here. But this isn't the first bounty hunter to come looking for me. And guess what? He won't be the last. The Padisha is determined to, kill our clan to the last. Thieves and rebels alike. Cindier looks out over the harbor. In the evening sky, the sails of the ships leaving port are a panoply of red and oranges. He turns back to his sister, determination in his eyes. Then I guess we leave tonight. Alim is no longer safe. We go somewhere, anywhere but here. I wasn't there for you, sister. Not for you, not for our kin, but hey, I swear by the stars that I will not let them rob us of our future. Tony Danza. Well, yeah, I don't know if you were here for this part, Kathy, but I am a little bit sick right now. Little throat stuff going on, so the voices are not quite as easy as before. Oh my god, I never believed I would run, but if we die to some bounty hunter's blade, then our cause, our people's freedom dies with us. I'm with you wherever you go, but how do I get a ship? I do love that voice though. Oh, it fits me so well. Hey, yo, you leave that to me, alright? Forget about it! Look at this little foxy friend we got. I'm always relieved when I don't have to do a new voice, because then I have to, think about that. And also, Alabastian, how dare you? Oh, you're so great, man. What a great and supportive friend. A plan to improvise. At the harbor, Cindier seeks passage as far away as possible, but with little money to book passage, only some quick thinking will deliver them from their foes. Cindier and Amaya sit at a portside bar, plotting their way out of the city. The rough crowd around them seems to be paying them no mind. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have come up with a voice for this guy already. Oh wait, this guy's the old guy. Yeah, Elder Khan. I thought you said you had a comfortable life here, Cindier. If you are such a rare thief, Then where exactly are your spoils? Shh! Keep your voice down here, Amaya. The pair keen their ears and eyes on the tavern around them. As expected, many eyes are watching them back. They return to their conversation at a false whisper. Jordan Fetcher, he has returned. What do we have here? We got ourselves a crazy little reading going on. And welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much for the donation. And that's all I'm going to say about that. As you say, brother, I'm but a simple desert. What? This is the part. This is why I didn't do it before. This is supposed to be Amaya talking. But I'm doing it how it's written. I am doing it how it's written. I don't care if this is supposed to be Amaya. They have it written as Gallic, and it's happening. So hold on to your pants. As you say, brother, I am but a simple desert girl. Wasn't it 3 moons ago that you wrote me about some legendary treasure you found? And now this here, this is supposed to be, yes, it was Deckard Cain. That is totally my Deckard Cain voice. And Kathy, you are the greatest for being the first person to recognize that. I thank you. So now this is supposed to actually be Sindir, not Eldercon. It was just a map. Look, everyone knows the Arovan Isles have countless treasures of a lost age, valued beyond the treasury of all the old pharaohs of Silken. But without a ship, we'll never have a chance of finding it. Their eyes again dart for any curious watchers, too late to catch the blinding speed of a knife lodged into the table between them, held by a dragonborn with narrowed eyes and a smirk on his face. Can you guys hear that cat? I'm always so worried. She likes her wet food. She's a little spoiled. She gets wet food. And it just goes clickety, clackety, clickety, clackety. And I have headphones on. I can hear that stuff, so I don't know about all you. The Arovan Isles are too dangerous for a pack of wild dogs. Give that map over to me, and I'll make sure you're handsomely rewarded. And see, now this is supposed to be a different person, but I'm doing it the way they did it, okay? This is on them. It's not on me. Meow Lana, can you say hi to everybody? She's not going to do it. I don't know if anybody's ever seen Archer, but there's a character named Lana, and Archer will often go, Lana, Lana, Lana! And we do that all the time. Jordan, what? My man! Jordan! Oh. Now, I don't know the song, but there's a song called Roll Jordan. And I should learn it, and I'll have to sing it every time you show up. I can't believe you. I can't believe... Well, this one is for Lana. Lana, that's for you. That is an incredible donation. Throws me off, man. Throws me off. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who has donated, and everybody who has joined the membership program. You are loved. You are loved. And I'm going to recenter. And eventually, I'm going to be desensitized to this, and it's not even going to interrupt my pace. Eventually. Wild dogs, are we, huh, pirate? You think you'll be able to find anything without us? Forgive my sister. She's a proud type. But I'm afraid it's a package deal. You take the map. You've got to take us. Slipping a little bit into Dumbledore there, but I can appreciate that. Let me make a counteroffer. I'll take it off your corpses and feed your hides to the bilge rats. Yeah, this is why we never got around to doing this recording when we were going to do the the team dramatic reading. I feel like I've said this the last time, but when I see donations like that, I just do not feel worthy of it, and I feel like I'm being pranked, and I don't trust it. And is this? I don't know if you've ever seen the Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, but eventually Captain Hammer, whose shirt I am wearing right now, says, "Is this pain? I think this is what pain feels like." So when I get donations like that, it's like, is this support? Is this what support feels like? Because, you know, I spent a lot of time without a whole lot of that in my life, so it's not something I'm super familiar with. But thank you. And last time I asked if he was just going to dispute it all at the end, and now he reassures me that he is not. What a guy. Jordan, you're the best. The Dragonborn and his crew, undeterred by defeat, pursue the foxes through the harbor streets. Sindir grabs a sail line and swings aboard a nearby ship, followed by Amaya. Oh, my throat hurts now after doing I didn't think the old voice would do it to me. The show must go on. So, like, this is just letting you handle it? Great job. Hey, how's this my fault? We almost had him. Sweet talking was never your strongest skill. I will remind everybody that if you want to support me and also get something for doing that, there is the merch store where there's a bunch of, fun little shirts, including the Panda Hub shirt, which I will be getting for myself because it's hilarious. Oh, one sec. Oh, it's fine. I'm fine. I swear I'm totally fine. I was trying to get him deeper in the trap. Like, sometimes you gotta thrash the sand, set the lure. Don't you get it? I mean, Jordan, it is already on the merch store, but if you want me to send you one, I will buy it and send it to you because you deserve that, because you've already paid for it, essentially. Of course, I don't actually get that money until like the end of the month. It's kind of weird how it works. YouTube pays out in a monthly thing, and they give themselves a couple of weeks to actually do it. But yes, Jordan, I will get in contact with you on Discord, and if I forget to do that because I'm a little sick and enthralled in my story right now, then just holler at me. We'll get it done for you. I would sign it for you, but I'm pretty sure that holds no value. The Dragonborn's crew begins climbing aboard the ship in pursuit. The pair reach the edge of the ship, but the distance to the next ship is too far for them to leap. Well, he's certainly lured now. Too bad he's not interested in sharing. Oh no, he's making the naughty shirt. Snagga is making the naughty shirt. I'm gonna have to make it myself with some chibi characters just to make it less awful, less off-putting to the public. The Dragonborn's crew have cornered them on the raised deck. It looks like the only way out is down into the bay. But as brother and sister prepare to dive, two meaty paws pull them back. A hardy-looking old lion with a scarred eye holds them back. Jordan, we did actually go through the account review, and we did a spin, and Calith won. And he actually answered me now. Still streaming. Will advise shortly. That's what I was typing, in case you were wondering. All right, we need a voice. We need a voice for the old scallywag here. Oh no, is he gonna be the creepy Herbert voice? Oh no. Now listen, it's not exactly creepy Herbert, but it's just similar. Okay. You jump in there, little foxes, and the razor sharks will feast well tonight. Thanks for the advice, Gramps, but it's either razor sharks in the water or razor blades of our friends there. We'll take our chances. The old lion raises his hand, and his crew bursts forth from the ship, matching the Dragonborn's own and holding them back. I have not yet sung today, but it's an option. I mean, I can. It was mentioned, but not a lot of people seemed that interested. Will you? The creepy Herbert voice is going to be a new standard on the channel. Desperate to run, eh? Huh. And if I hold you here, will you pair of thieves might fetch some coin? What they after for you? I can't stay in the voice because it's making me laugh too much. 'Cause I had the time of my life. I've never felt this way before. Just getting back into the voice, you know. It's none of your business, lion. Hey, treasure! One we can find, but they aren't inclined to share. How does an adventure interest you, Captain? It's been a long time since old Captain Leopold sailed for adventure, but we'll talk after the fight. The old lion raises his hand and his crew leaps down from the mast, matching the Dragonborn's own and evening out the fight. Evening out the fight, they wish. These people are gonna get mushed. I can't believe I'm looking at a $50 and a $100 donation in my chat right now. You guys are crazy. Oh. Feels good, though. It does feel good. I'm not going to get used to it, but it does feel good. The Dragonborn fall, some tumbling into the water below, as they run frantic back to the docks. The old cat stands proudly and then turns back to the Vulpin pair, a sparkle in his one good eye. Of course he's got a sparkle in his eye. Have you heard his voice? So, treasure, you say? Amaya shoots a glare at Sindir. Don't press our luck, seems to be the message. But the fox is nothing if not a gambler. He rests an elbow on the girthy side of Leopold and begins his pitch with a vulpine grin. What's a creepy Herbert voice quote? Sorry. If anybody in the chat is in my house right now, if you could fill up my water, that'd be awesome. What Jordan last said. Well, he last said smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley. I'm going to try to say this name. Paul Alvarez Rosas. Have a great day at work, and I will try to add some singing if people are interested, so then you can catch the VOD later, and you'll have it on there. Treasure is exactly what I said. Hey, my dear Captain! Let me tell you, I have the opportunity of a lifetime. The riches of the lost ancient kingdoms of Eroven await. All you need to do is lead us there. Do I now? And what keeps me from taking your map and being rid of you? Just like the scallywags I just threw off my ship. You can't, because, like, there is no map. Or, rather, the map is inside my brother's head. He destroyed the only physical copy to keep our secret safe. Oh, man. I love that I get to just be an absolute buffoon and people are like, yeah, we want to watch that. It is, that's quite a privilege. So thank you all for this opportunity. I gotta get a little drink of water, keep the things lubricated, keep the whistle wet. It's so hard to do Herbert without instantly laughing. I can do this. A clever little fox. So I take on you and your equally clever sister. I warrant, in exchange, will you lead us to fantastic riches? I do have that right. Do I have that right? I can't get into it all the time, you know? It's hard. It's difficult. It's a challenge. Cindier grins approvingly. A moment passes between them, a pause as the old cat eyes the two young foxes with a withering stare. They hold firm, and at last the lion releases a coughing, full-bodied laugh. Ha ha ha! Is my full-bodied laugh. That's how I do that. Well, you've got yourself a deal. Hurry on your work, boys. We're set sail tonight. Jordan says, pardon me, I have to go pee before I piss my pants. Oh, man. Well, you know. Just because it's new, I'm going to mention it one more time. We do have a new membership system going on. I don't even know what it looks like for you guys. I haven't seen it yet because I'm doing this all from OBS. But the memberships do not, usually on YouTube, they unlock all these cool features and whatever. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to try to trick you out of your money. So there's a couple of badges that you can see attached to Snagga, and that changes as you go on monthly. And other than that, it's just not necessary at all. You don't have to do it. There will be emotes eventually, but just so you know, those are the details on the membership. You don't need to do it. That's all you got to know. The chase is on, and here comes pride in the backstretch. That's one of those songs, right? That's a song that somebody do. Their escape from Aleem seems to have been realized, but their enemies are hot on their trail. In a familiar tavern, a sailor makes his way to the Dragonborn captain, nursing his scrapes and wounds at the table. Oh boy, we got another voice. Oh, I can do this. It's wearing on me a little bit, but we're going to make it through. Captain, Leopold Sea Rats are making ready to leave. Making ready to leave port in a hurry. Cowboy? I want to be a cowboy, baby. Do I even know how to do a cowboy? What is a cowboy voice? It's high noon. So the old codger managed to get the map from him. Or he took him on, the old fool. Well, I'm up for a chase. Who's with me, boys? The gathered pirates cheer and raise their weapons to the air. Charon waves them on to prepare to leave. Not long after he makes to leave himself, but he's stopped by a heavy hand on his shoulder. I'm going to assume this is the same lion, so we're doing the same voice. Forgive me, Captain. I heard you was chasing a pair of desert foxes. Staying alive, staying alive. What's it to you? The Dragonborn captain's face turns to astonishment as he lays eyes on the one who has grabbed him, a lion in faded gold armor and a tattered cloak. Then you sail after my prize. Gotta keep 'em straight, you know? Yeah, maybe I should work harder on getting, like, the actual Herbert. You gotta get the whistles in there. I don't do the whistles, you know? I think that's what it's missing. And also consistency, because I don't practice these things, man. I just do it. We got the AKA Richardson Scott in the party. Hey, it's good to see you, man. I love seeing names that I have seen before, both in comments and in Discord and all that stuff, man. It just feels like we're building such a strong community. And so many members of the community have made themselves incredibly valuable to the rest of us. And even if that's just from a little support, you guys are awesome. Leopold's ship, the Sea Lion, has barely left harbor when the first skiffs of the Dragonborn row alongside. Hooks are thrown and a short skirmish sees the first boarders repelled, but the Dragonborn's ship is readying and the chase will soon be upon them. This treasure of yours better be worth the trouble. We'll be fighting off these scaled scallywags for a while yet. Hey, of course, Captain. The riches of the Veiled Isle, a lost civilization of gold. You know, forget about it. And rubies, diamonds, and pearls even. Leopold, pal. What reason would I have to put myself and my dear sister on a ship full of pirates if there wasn't a treasure? Come on. Why, indeed, little fox. Why, indeed. Bum, 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 bum. The Veiled Sea. The journey to Erovan Isles crosses through a sea of mists, through storms and waves. Those storms and waves are always a threat. It is what lurks beneath the waves, which proves the most terrifying tale. The journey north from Silken to the Erovan Isles crosses, if only briefly. The misty expanse of the Veiled Sea, within these endless thick fogs, many ships are lost forever to storms and fates unknown. You know, sometimes you just bumble up the line, and that was one of those times. This has been one of those times. I've never seen so much water in the air all around. It's crazy. A desert dweller, huh? You've gotten your sea legs quicker than most. It can be beautiful, but it is also more dangerous than you think. Maybe someday we'll do one of these streams where I have an open Discord and there's just chaos. That could be fun. Probably for 5 minutes, and then everybody will be like, shut up! But I bet it's never really been tried before. That sounds like something everybody's so focused on rules, guys. Have you noticed that in this world, there's so many useless rules everywhere, and I absolutely hate it. And that's why in my Discord, there are no rules, because I respect you as people, and I expect you to respect other people as people. And if we just all keep doing that all the way down the line, then we get ourselves a great and positive community, and we don't need the rules. Everybody just acts like a good person because we are them. And I think that's great, because that's been working out so far. So thanks again for that. It makes you wonder what's down there, like far beneath. Oh, you haven't heard, sister? Let me tell you the great Kraken. A beast with long, tentacled arms, lashes ships and drags them down into the abyss below. You don't even know. I do really like the Naga clan. Dude, they're so fun. That pull is cray-cray. I'm not really using it to its fullest potential with the team that I have, but it is what it is. Brother, it seemed to me that Kraken in your story didn't much resemble anything I've seen in the water. Also, it seemed to be taking place on land. Well, there's only so much you can do within a time constraints, but, you know, you get the idea. The ship jolts, struck by a large wave on the port side, spooked by the thought of some unseen sea beast. Amaya's usual stoic resilience breaks into a brief panic before the captain laughs and breaks the fear for the moment. We'd best hope your stories stay as they are. I've tangled with some fearsome creatures out on the open sea, but none worse than the tales of the Kraken. Dude, it's so hard to be sick and also do the Herbert voice. It makes it a little more fun for me, you know, a little more fun. Sounds like you got a story or two of your own, Captain, eh? Remind me to actually do the 40s gangster. If another dude shows up, I need to get one of those wise guys that's all like, yeah, see? Talking to my guy all wrong, yeah. I ain't stopping. What are you, crazy? I'm having too much fun. It's not hurting my voice so much. It's just like, I'm really down in a lot of water. I've drank like a gallon of water. Kathy, thanks for coming. You are awesome. And your idea, you were the one with the idea for the phone, the panda with the phone and the thing for the shirt. I'm going to make that. Everybody in this chat right now, remember that. And remind me, I want to make that shirt. Pretty sure that was Kathy. Thanks again, and we'll see you. All right, Leopal, Lino. Too many to count. Not many pirates live to my ripe age, and none without a story. But so long as I'm the one at the helm, it'll be you that tells the stories. Look at that, we got a little foxy boy. I think it's interesting they went with like a hatchet type of thing for this guy. Pretty cool. Would have been easy to go with daggers. That would have been the easy choice. Went a little more creative with it. And I can appreciate that. I also didn't consider that along with the stones I'm getting assassin ascension materials, which I desperately am going to need when that Devala situation hits. Killjoy says, I was screwing around and found out you can make a hybrid out of the male Naga and the male tank ogre, the Karguk. Interesting. What changes over there? Are you making a green snake? Jordan Fetcher says, hello, you've reached the Rage Panda hotline. How may I help you today? Pretty soon I'm going to be one of those people with all this voice work, you know, that I'm doing, where they get you to to do their voicemail, their outgoing mail. I knew a guy who had the voice actor for Vegeta do his voicemail. That was pretty fun. Next thing you know, it's going to be, hi, you've reached Jordan. You're going to have to leave a message. Because we can't get to the phone right now. A city lost. While the mists surround them, the captain calls on the pair to tell the story of the treasure they are seeking. Wait, so the male ogre got red scale type looking stuff? I want to see a screenshot. If you're not in my Discord, you should be. And if you can send a link, then go ahead. Miranda says clipped. Well, I guess that's immortalized now, so there you go. Killjoy, if you can put a screenshot in the Discord, I would love to see that. For days, the sea lion plunges through the mists, blind in the day, with only the night stars to give their direction. On a particularly starlit night, the captain orders a meal taken for the crew. I got my new answering machine. Thanks, Miranda. Come, sit with us, little foxes. It's about time you give an account of all this fabled treasure. Oh, the link. I should have done the link, guys. I messed up. I made a mistake. If you look into any of my recent videos, the link is in the description. I just forgot to put it on this one. My bad. Sorry about that. I will try to remedy that in the future streams. Without missing a moment, and with the practiced artistry of a trained storyteller and an expert liar, the two begin their tale. Hey, picture as you will the ancient and unknowable empires of Erovan, lost civilizations now merely ruins and curiosities. Yet, my dear listeners, though the people and their histories may have been lost, their legends do live on. Like, for real. Like that of the lost city of Talon. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Talon, you mean, brother? The lost city of Talon? Or Talon? Or however you pronounce this word? That's what you told me, anyway. The names have changed, but one thing remains the same. A city of gold. Towers of pearl and ivory. It's brilliant as the dawn. Rogue, are you signed up on the list? Well, actually, I love making comps. You don't have to win the account review for me to just look at your dudes and make some teams up. Sometimes I'm really busy, so if you've posted it before and I just didn't get to it, I was probably working on the website or something. But you know, I'm doing a thing tonight. I'm gonna take probably a break from making a real video tonight. We'll see. And if you want to post it on the Discord, tag me in it. I'll look at all your dudes, come up with stuff. I love doing that. Theory crafting is definitely my favorite part about the game, even though it gets a little dicey sometimes when the translations aren't exactly right. The crew are bent over their meals, and the captain, scarfing down a ham to the bone, gives a hearty approval. Legends say 2 great clans of the ocean demigods fought over it. A battle so fierce and fiercely fought that it shook the heavens and the earth on their foundations. You know what I mean? You know we shaking the earth with all the power on my team. Male ASN. Look at him. Boom! If you don't have yourself a male ASN built up, ladies and gentlemen, you need to do that. And I'll tell you why. I have like 41 or it's something. I have over 40 or around 40 of the champions done, and the amount of times that I have had to reference male ASN as a strong synergy for the rest of the people in the game, it just keeps coming back around. He's one of the most useful champions in the game. Please do build him up. Would recommend. I'm gonna go take a look. Killjoy says he has posted the screenshot of ya boy. All right, is that in general chat? Oh, wow. Look at that little orky mama. I do love that. I do love the color change. I wish that they were adding like the extra arms and all that cool stuff that you get from, that you could be getting from these hybrids. I wish they would add that stuff. But the green skin stuff, the red skin stuff, very cool. Big fan. Mine's blue, which looks like she just did a bad job of breathing for too long. A red female Gulltongue with the Fire Mage? Yeah, I bet, because they give red hair, so that would make sense. Probably looking scary as all get out, too. I bet that would be red with the Doombringer with crazy wings and stuff. Looking cray-cray. Let me cough a little bit here. Get some cleaned out pipes. So great was their battle, so terrifying their strength, that the gods themselves conspired together to drown the city. before it ruptured the bounds of reality. I feel like I'm dialing Valley Girl up to 10 right now, and I just love it so much. Male ASN skill translation is broken. Very broken. It does still read single target unless you're in combat and then it shows the little window for a brief moment when it activates. Then it reads correctly as far as I remember. I believe that the new clan's role is going to be a tank. I know that they mentioned something about druid tanks, and they also mentioned something about demigod tanks, and I think that the Galabar clan in the face, when they're not transformed, looks very similar to the Ignis clan, which is another demigod clan, so I think that that transfers over, and it's safe to assume that they're probably going to be a tank class. At the word drown, a few of the crewmen get a look of surprise. Sindir makes a cutting motion at his neck, and Maya, realizing she may have gotten carried away with her story, stumbles for a moment. Drowned, of course, in flaming light. Burned away so that not but the gold remained, deep in the jungles of the island of Chrysabar.
Chrysabar? I'd never heard that name before.
During those marriage challenges, those cross-server marriage challenges, when you're doing the 50 marriages, that is the best time to be guaranteeing that you're getting the appropriate traits. Because you're going to have to do just a whole bunch of extra marriages just to transfer one trait anyway. And then at least you're getting a little extra value out of that. So if I ever need to guarantee a trait, I usually try to do it during one of those events. Female Exodia. I don't even have all of those cards. Jeez. Exodia is what you call Devala, right? I believe. I seem to recall that was a thing in the past. Yes, that's her. The Devala. I don't think that they are demigods. They do have like that sort of look, and maybe in the lore they used to be demigods and then they got corrupted into the vampire nature, but I don't think they're supposed to. Of course, Captain. Why would you have? It's an ancient name. One I only know from the map that I've seen of this place. You will doubtless know it by some other name, or perhaps, no name at all. Who knows? Could be anything. Am I going to have to do my actual girl voice here that embarrasses everybody and makes everyone uncomfortable? I think it's time.
Well, give us a shot then. We've sailed the Isles before. Maybe we can cut our search short.
Perfect. Need to work for one of those 900 numbers. People would just go crazy. Naturally, all I know of it is from the map. A long and thin island with the mountain shaped with the head of, an elephant? Did you not say, dear brother? I believe you said an elephant.
Right. A long, thin jungle island with an elephant mountain. Well, at least we have something to go on.
Oh, we getting close now. After days of sailing, all but blind in the day, with only the night stars to give their direction, the veil suddenly parts into a shimmering sea of the purest blue-green. Sindir can't hope to contain his wonder at the beautiful, tranquil sea ahead, to the notice of no small few crewmen.
She's a beautiful sight, isn't she? The Arovan Sea. Bright blues as far as the eye can see. But what am I saying? Of course you must already know. What's the point of knowing where we're going?
Well, Killjoy, that is a good idea to post with traits, because that helps us see where you're at and what you're doing, but it doesn't necessarily tell you where they got their traits, where they got their look from, I should say, because you can transfer any clan trait and it will transfer the look of the actual person. Also, yes, there is a hybrid catwalk section. From our member Snagga with his awesome badge that he's got. Man, that's cool. I love that. You seem to have some doubts about my brother. Like, care to voice him, sailor?
A pirate's not much far from a swindler, and a swindler knows when she's being swindled. You can blow smoke in the captain's eyes and call it incense. Me? I'm planning on feeding you to the Kraken or whatever else you claim is lurking down there.
Man, look at that grouping, though. That's so strong. Male Dravapala is underrated, folks. Underrated. People don't... If you can't calculate a thing, people don't appreciate it. And you cannot calculate the movement of enemies. It doesn't show up on a stat screen. The pair managed to withstand the assault of the sailor, weaving beneath her furious swings, until at last the old cat rises up from outside of his quarters and sets himself between the combatants, faster than any expected for his size.
That'll be enough, sailor.
I just realized that my girl voice and the Herbert voice are like pretty close.
Captain, you have to see these two are telling nonsense. They're stories. There is no treasure city in Erovan, and if there were, it's been long plundered. You could be right. Could be right. Huh. But then, if that was so, you'd be saying I was fooled. Are you saying your Leopold the Bold has been fooled?
Why? Why? Oh, why? Leopold raises himself high on his haunches. Despite his girth, he looks more than a ready match for the orc sailor. Staring her down from his good eye. With a hand on his blade, the sailor backs away.
Now then, we've arrived. Time for you to live up to your bargain and lead the way. So now, lead the way.
Such a quality voice. Not my version, but the original version. My version's a little sus, as they say. Amaya pulls her brother aside to the corner of the raised deck during a brief moment of silence. Brother, have you given any real thought as to what we're going to do with this gang of bloodthirsty pirates? We've tricked into sailing us all the way here. Finally. When they finally realize we have no idea where we're going. Hey, of course I have. My thought right now that we're learning how to swim very fast. Oh, you do have a plan. Good. I was worried we were really just headed for an inevitable painful death. Like, that would be crazy. Aromatic Preference 8 says, LOL. Hey chat, Rage Panda, did you even practice these voices? No, I did not. No, I never do. Could you tell? Could you tell that they're not super consistent and a little silly? Yeah, it really do be that way. Hey, we'll jump ship as soon as we can convince them to hit land. We should be able to outfox a gang of pirates long enough for them to lose interest. We'll be marooned, but alive. Miranda says she's having so much fun, and that is the goal. So thank you for letting us know. And High Priority says, pink hand wave. Pink hand wave right back at you. I'm gonna need some paint or something to make that happen, but we'll get there. Suddenly, a long and loud whistle comes from the lookout, and the sailors on deck scan outward at the sea behind them.
All hands! We've got trouble! The Charon's ship approaching!
So, how do you think we'll manage against 2 furious gangs of pirates? Aromatic Preference says, it me! It me from Discord. I say that in real life sometimes. Me. And people don't get it. They get confused. But I don't care because I just do things I like. And that's one of them. I actually do have a little bit of animation experience. You were probably not surprised to find out because if there's a thing, I have an interest in it. But I've done a couple of short animations, and yeah, I think that would be really cool. But it is a time-consuming process. Have to outsource that particular job. The two ships trade boarding parties and attacks for hours. Eventually, Karen's ship is forced to withdraw. A bloody battle, and an indecisive one.
Captain, the ship won't make it far. The damage was too great. We need to beach her for repairs. A fine fight. Fine and bloody.
God, I can't. I'm starting to lose the Herbert because of the sickness a little bit.
All right. Take her in gentle to that long stretch of shore over there. Should be wood enough to keep her.
You guys donated, and this is all I'm doing. What is wrong with you? That was a mistake. Oh, man. As you approach the shore, the mists hanging above begin to part, revealing a curiously shaped mountain with a long, extending stone cliff that curls up and on itself. In the right light, it might even resemble an elephant. Brother, doesn't that look like... It is the dirty old man from Family Guy's voice. I'm glad I'm at least close enough that you can get it. Hey, don't say it, Amaya. I see it, but don't say it.
By the tides. Looks just like you said, my boy. Elephant Rock. Fine luck. Fine luck indeed. Now you'll be leading us to the treasure, if you will.
Ayo, Final State says, I wonder if it's an elephant or something else. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh man, I have woefully neglected the bada bing, bada booms that I could have been doing from Cindyr this whole time. How could I have let this happen? The ship is beached, and the captain and most of the crew follow Cindyr and Amaya into the jungle, expecting them to lead them to the fabled lost city. Now, Captain, I'm sure you know maps aren't always completely accurate. And my memory's getting a little fuzzy. I think we're actually supposed to be on an island with like a dragon-shaped mountain or something, you know? After male Fulgur, I never know with this game. Yeah, that companion is no joke. He's just holding that thing right out there, man. The captain says nothing, only prods Cindyr in the back with his sword, and the fox moves ahead. Captain, if I couldn't make a suggestion, we've left your ship so lightly defended. What if the Dragonborn captain returns? I think we should really head back and just make sure the ship is safe.
You're clever, foxes, but not clever enough. Kara knows if I've left my ship, it means he thinks I know where I'm going. He's after the treasure, too. I've been counting on it if I'm going to get him where I want.
Captain, you can't mean this,
Boy, it's a trap, and you're the bait.
The sailors draw their weapons suddenly. Suddenly, God. Oh, I'm trying to deal with the throat thing. Hold on. The sailors draw their weapons. Suddenly, Cindyr and Amaya find themselves surrounded by enemies.
I'll give you this one chance to throw down your weapons and climb into the ropes all voluntary-like. Otherwise, things might get a bit rough.
Hey, Paul Alvarez Rosas, welcome back, my friend. Enjoy. Thank you for coming. You are a little bit late. We've only been going for, 2 hours and 50 minutes. I'm still streaming. This was going to be like an hour and a half. I just love it so much, guys. I just love it so much. And maybe I should start considering whether or not I'm going to win these battles because they're getting a little higher. Thank you, Roy Rogers. Thank you indeed. Now, there's been a lot of requests now for a song at some point, and enjoy, hey, coming with a $5 donation with the, he's got the big boo, the big boy boo for his profile picture there. I like that. I don't remember what I was going to say. Why does this happen every time somebody donates something? Oh, I don't have any songs that relate to foxes, and we're not going to do the mermaid one again, but I do have a song either about a shop vac or one about IKEA. Maybe one of those maybe that'll do the thing for you. The foxfolk fight bravely, but there are simply too many pirates. Eventually, they are overwhelmed, tied up, and strung together from the limb of a tree. Leopold takes a seat just below them, and the rest of the pirates peel off into the surrounding forest. I don't know what does the fox say, but I think it says something like me, 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 or something. What does the fox say? Keep going. The old cat must be here somewhere. We'll get to jump on him and steal the treasure right out from under. Well, old friend, good to see you. Leopold, I remember when you were just a cabin boy, seeing you run like a scared little cub when I slew your crew the first time. But what are you doing all by your lonesome? Where's the treasure? Okay. This guy actually is just a cowboy. Like, everything he says, he's totally just a cowboy. So that was a great choice on the voice for that one. Chris Hart says, if he would have put the IKEA song together himself, it'd be missing a couple lines. That is a quality joke. I do appreciate that joke. All right, we're doing the IKEA song. I'm going to do the IKEA song after we're done with the thing, and then maybe we'll end the stream on that. Leopold says nothing. He only motions at the two Vulpin gagged and hanging from the tree. What? The foxes? What do you do?
There is no treasure, Charon. Never was. But anything you wanted so badly was good enough to get you here. Right where I want you.
Leopold's crew leap from the trees, the ambush catching their prey completely unaware. Charon's men are cut down quickly and the survivors flee for their lives. A new beginning. The old lion can learn new tricks, but with Charon on the run, how will he deal with the survivors of Clan Hyrule? And what will be their fate? With the battle won and Charon fleeing through the woods, the captain orders his crews to give chase, but he remains. As they leave, he cuts the rope and gently lowers the foxes to the ground. Hey, you letting us go? Hey, bada bing, bada boom, hey! Got to get at least one in there.
You don't think I really brought that yarn of yours? You don't think I really bought that yarn of yours, did you? Memorize the map. The old lion might be longer in the tooth, but I know desperation when I see it.
Grats, Pole. Am I saying your name right? Is it Pole? Is that cool? Am I doing it? I'm really trying to be more cultured, but I can only do so much. We're being hunted by the Shirali Empire. We had nowhere else to go.
That's a good reason as any. Well, you brought me right where I needed. I'll have my revenge and Charon's ship. It's not long lost treasure, but we'll call us square.
Hey, I'm learning. Thanks. Thanks for teaching me about names and such. Hey, we could never repay your mercy, Captain. You know, like, I really appreciate you.
No. Come grab your weapons. You help me catch that scaly son of a wench, and I'll take you on. Sail you anywhere you need to start again.
Without a further word, the foxes grab their weapons and take off in pursuit of the rest of the crew. And then we are going to myrtleize them. Now, I think I want to swap and switch and do the switch swap. Do it like that. Easy. Easiest win of my life. You never even seen it before, but boom, show me the pole. He's not showing me the pole. Little late on the pole. That hurt us a little bit. But we have a female Devala, so might be fine. Come on, let me see that ace and I'll... Boom. First try? Come on, guys, you can do it. I believe. Thank you. That was close. Weeks later, in the port of Aleem, the survivors of Charon's crew return at last, drinking his way into a stupor. The former first mate stumbles blindly into an alleyway.
Watch yourself, my friend. These are dangerous streets.
In a single burst of strength, the powerful lion subdues the man and forces him to the ground.
I think you have just returned from a very long and very unsuccessful trip. Hunting foxes, were you? Come on, Jesse.
Yeah, see? What's it to you, wise guy? Leave me alone.
No, that will not do, friend. You will tell me where those foxes went, or they will find out what is left of you.
Yeah, final state, it's the champ lion, but they gotta sound similar, right? They're both lions. Every time I seen a lion, he sounded all like roar and stuff, so I assume these lions are all gonna sound like Herbert and stuff. I think that's fair. That's based on science, right? Discovery Channel, you with me? Yeah, I don't know. They left us to die on that beach. They sailed east, out of the Arov and towards Iran. Let me go, see? March 2nd, Paul, is the Devala rerun. March 1st, if you are in the right time zone, at 6 p.m. Because that's exactly when it starts for me. The lion lifts his weight off the man's back, but no sooner does he lift his weight than the drunkard reaches for his knife and attempts a feeble attack. The lion brings forth the axe at his side and slices the man from neck to nape.
Orin, you've run far and fast, but you'll never outrun my blade.
We did it! We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We got all of the extra stones and whatnot. I think the consensus was to not spend any money on the hammers, and I appreciate you guys saving me from that. 243 stones is what we are left with now. I could still push Spire of Champions, but that can't be that exciting for a stream. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to end it on a song, you know? Wait, is that the opposite of what you said? I mean, I got the diamonds. I'll do it. I wish I knew how to put up a poll. I would put up a poll. Type 1 in chat if you want me to spend some diamonds on some hammers. How about that? That's a poll. But first, I'm going to sing a song while you're doing that poll. Because I'm a man of my word, and I promised. Now, I actually have, Miranda says 1, but twice. 3 times. Now, I think we should be in tune here. That sounds pretty close, but we're gonna mute up and just make sure that it's gonna sound good. All right. This song is about IKEA. And why not, right? Long ago in days of yore, it all began with a god named Thor. There was lightning and boats and some plans for a furniture store. It's not a bodega, it's not a mall, but they sell things for apartments smaller than mine, as if there were apartments smaller than mine. IKEA, just some oak and some pine and a handful of Norsemen. IKEA, selling furniture for college kids and divorced men. Everyone has a home, but if you don't have a home, you can buy one there. So rent a car or take a bus, lay your cash down and put your trust in the land where the furniture folds to a much smaller size. Billy the bookcase says hello, so does a table whose name is Ingo, and a chair who's a ladder-back perch, but his friends call him Carl. IKEA, just some oak and some pine and a handful of Norsemen. IKEA, selling furniture for college kids and divorced men. Everyone has a home, but if you don't have a home, you can buy one there. IKEA, plywood, brushed steel. IKEA, meatballs tasty. IKEA, Allen wrenches, all of them for free, all of them for me. Sorry I said IKEA sucks. I just bought a table for $60 and a chair and a lamp and a shelf and some candles for you. I was a doubter just like you, till I saw the American dream come true. In New Jersey, they got a goddamn Swedish parade. IKEA, just some oak and some pine and a handful of Norsemen. IKEA, selling furniture for college kids and divorced men. Everyone has a home, but if you don't have a home, you can buy one there. Hey, we did it! We sang a song. I was so out of breath. But that was a good time, and thank you for listening to it. All right, let me catch up on... Hey, we got a $2 donation. From the old snags, it says doot doot. I'm glad you did not miss the song. I hope it went well. It is a song about IKEA, and that song is by Jonathan Colton, who is the man who did the Still Alive song for Portal. So that's pretty sweet, and he has a ton of good songs, and in the future, if I keep doing this, you're probably going to hear more than one of them on the channel. The place where all assembly is required, indeed. Let me catch up on the chats here. Yes, I robbed all of the Allen wrenches. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for donating. Jordan, thanks for stopping pressing that donate button. You crazy man. Snagga, you really showed up with great support today. And especially, all of the people who joined the membership program. I didn't expect anybody to do that on the first stream out. I figured maybe they might trickle in here and there. But that doesn't mean a lot to me because, that's good support. It's good, solid support. And now you got your little badge and everything. And I do appreciate that about you. Especially the people who stuck around for like the entire 3 hours. You guys are crazy, man. You guys are crazy. But you're letting me all live my dream and stuff. Being all acting stupid on the on the microphone and getting some support from it. And I do appreciate that. Now, I am Jordan. Jordan, I praised you. I said good job on not doing that. And I meant it. But thank you. Thank you again. I'm going to have to just stop saying your name ever. Rogue has posted the lineup. I will take a look at that. Music is good for the soul. It sure is. Thanks again, Jordan. He's probably my biggest supporter now. I think that's pretty safe to say. And man, I really do lose my whole train of thought every single time. It's crazy. It's like a reset button. It's partially because it shows up a giant colored box on my thing. And it's like a squirrel showing up, I've never been diagnosed with the ADHD, but I sure do have some signs of it. So again, it's been 3 whole hours. I think what I was going to say is that I'm going to condense this whole 3-hour shenanigans into a video on the account review so that, that's going to be easier to digest, hopefully. I don't know if I had a strong narrative to weave through into a video, but we're going to try. It's like an hour and a half of footage to go through to get there, but if I get rid of all of the tangents, it should be easy enough. I can't guarantee I'm going to do that every time because that amount of editing is very time consuming. And I don't want to say I'm lazy, but I do prioritize the website right now. And so everybody who's here right now, you get to be the people who decide. If you're here and you're in the Discord, I want you all to go vote in the general chat of the Discord. Which class of people do you want me to finish putting into the website next? We have marksmen, assassins, and tanks. Whatever gets the most votes, I'm going to finish that class next. Probably not tonight, but maybe tomorrow. So thanks again for coming. Thanks again for the other stuff that I feel like I can't even mention anymore because somebody has no self-control. And I love you all, and I will see you in the next one.